Welcome back so soon to another special episode of Carson's Kanye Crusade. And it's special because we're not going to listen to an album this time. We're going to be doing a history lesson today. Today, we're going to attempt to go through every single major Kanye West controversy. Now, Carson, I know for most of this series you have tried to keep your knowledge of Kanye West's many controversial aspects of him on the down low. You wanted to see him who he was as a music artist. Is that correct?
Yep.
And your knowledge of Kanye's very public incidents has been very low. Would that also be correct?
I would say so. I've been mostly successful in not obtaining new knowledge.
And I may or may not have accidentally spoiled some stuff, but there's no proof of that.
Indeed.
Where's swastika?
Now, Brian, has your knowledge of Kanye West been somewhat lacking, you could say, when it comes to his controversies? Okay. So you only know him from, like, the 3 albums you've listened to?
Yeah, and there's some controversy I do know, but I won't spoil it for Carson, so I will keep my mouth shut.
Alright, then. So this is mainly going to be a fresh experience for both of you. I know we've mentioned some stuff about the controversy just for music's sake and like how that shaped Kanye, but as of right now, we're going to be starting off this journey with some pretty light controversy stuff. It doesn't get really that bad. Starting out, it's pretty tame compared to where it ends up, and believe me, it gets really bad. So do we have any
I'm
thoughts?
excited.
Do you have any thoughts before we start this? Like, what are you going into this? What do you expect to learn?
I'm expecting some things that aren't actually that bad. I'm expecting some things that are truly frightening. And I'm expecting some things that a lot of people are very angry about, but actually don't matter that much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I have a similar idea. I think maybe some of the controversies aren't quite controversial. People are making a big deal about a small thing. Maybe that's the case with like any other major celebrity controversy, but who knows? Maybe it is a valid controversy or not. But I'm excited to see what we have to find out.
All right. So I guess how we could structure this is I will try to give my best to explain the controversy to the best of my knowledge, and then I'll just let you experience it, because most of these are just going to be videos and maybe some photos, but I will try my best to give commentary on what exactly is happening and how we got to this moment. So I guess we could start out with the first controversy. I also have this in a timeline order of like the time frame as to when these incidents have happened. So forgive some of the quality because a lot of these are very old, but the first major controversy that Kanye West experienced was in 2005 during the Hurricane Katrina catastrophe. Now, gentlemen, I would hope that both of you know what Hurricane Katrina is, right?
It has been a storm.
Yes, it was one of the worst natural disasters that the United States had experienced. Very
I
devastating.
don't remember it, but I know of it. Yep.
Very bad storm that destroyed a lot of people's lives in 2005. And to help alleviate this, they had basically a Red Cross promotion where they had a bunch of celebrities coming out to help and show their support. One of those celebrities was Kanye West, and he and Mike Myers, which if you don't know, that's Shrek basically, they were on a panel together talking about Hurricane Katrina, and Kanye said something quite shocking for the time. So without further ado, we will start out with the first controversy. George Bush doesn't care about black people.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
That was the George Bush doesn't care about black people. So do you think that would be worthy of a controversy?
I think Kanye may have got a little off script there.
Really?
I think so too.
Now, why would you say that?
I don't know, the guy next to him looked a little uncomfortable.
You think Shrek was a little bit disturbed?
Maybe.
They kind of just cut him off at the end too.
Yeah, that's also really funny. It's just
Yeah.
you hear Mike Myers talking, and then it's already cut to Chris Tucker. But yeah, this was considered very controversial back in the day because, again, you don't really see celebrities going on national television calling the president a racist, especially after a tragedy like this. You know, nowadays it's like, it's another day in the news, you know, who cares? But for 2005, it's a pretty crazy thing to say. Now, do you think Kanye was wrong for saying that George Bush did not care about black people?
As someone who knows jack squat about George Bush, I don't bloody know.
I mean, I don't think it was the right place to say it, regardless of if he was or not. I think it was more or less talk about the hurricane and help the survivors, and I don't know, he went a little bit off script.
I'm sort of in between. I do think maybe calling the president a racist was a bad move, but what he is saying about how black families were treated during Hurricane Katrina is very apparent and true. I do believe there was a documentary that came out last year called Surviving Katrina, and it basically showed like what it was actually going on during the basically reconstruction period of like how people were trying to survive Katrina, and it showed that disproportionately black Americans were affected way more than white Americans, and how they were treated was noticeably worse. And I think even as time has gone on, a lot of people have been less angry about that clip because to a certain extent Kanye was kind of right with how black Americans were being treated during this crisis. Was it the right place to call it out? Probably not, but his heart was in the right place.
Yeah, sure. I think you should have at least told Mike Myers about what he's gonna do beforehand, because he looked very like, wait, what kind of face? So,
And I think it also just, what another thing that maybe a lot of people could respect is that when it comes to like celebrities and like trying to help with national like tragedies like this, you kind of really don't feel that sense of like they really care. You know, Myers is kind of just reading off a teleprompter, obviously, whereas Kanye is speaking from the heart. Because
that is true. Yeah, I felt like Kanye was meant to be said.
I should have also mentioned this, Carson. Originally, Kanye wasn't from Chicago. He was born in Atlanta and then moved to Chicago with his mom. So he probably did have family down there that were suffering through this. And, you know, he was just speaking from his heart and, like, hearing his actual, like, his family and people like him struggling probably didn't mess with him a lot. So I think even the sense of, like, actually trying to care for his community is a little bit commendable, in my opinion. But that's just me. Do we have anything else?
I do not.
I don't either.
Again, this is a lot. These first couple are going to be pretty lighter. I know that one's kind of very tragic to talk about, a national disaster, but it gets worse. So we will move on to the next one, which is in 2008 when South Park did a parody of his hit song Heartless, and it was called Gay Fish. So here it is, Gay Fish.
Let all my fans know I love them, but a gay fish just can't live in the outside world forever.
All right, that was Gay Fish. What do you think of that track? I actually just surprised you, Carson. We're doing a real album review. What do you think of Gay Fish?
As a wise man once said, okay.
Now, I guess what I could try to explain the controversies to this is Kanye didn't understand the joke, and I don't think he still understands the joke even to this day. And here's the joke. Brian, do you like fish sticks?
Sure.
So, you like fish dicks.
Oh, I guess that's your joke.
Yes, the entire joke of the episode is they're trying to... Kanye is confused about the joke of either fish sticks or fish dicks, and he doesn't understand it. And Kanye was not very happy with that. Evident by the lyric on Gorgeous. Carson, do you remember the line, choke a South Park writer with a fish stick? That's what he's...
do not.
Well, that was what he was referencing to. And I'm pretty sure this isn't even the last time they had made fun of Kanye on South Park. It's kind of a little bit more lighthearted. I do know that there is I believe it's just a deleted scene where it actually showed the aftermath, and it just shows Kanye, like, basically dead. They, like, find him in the ocean. So that could probably be like, okay, maybe that's a little too much, but yeah, there's that. It's a little bit more lighthearted. I don't think really people really care about that. Do we have anything else?
That's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
Indeed, it's strange. I'm still trying to process what I just witnessed, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
Okay.
South Park.
It's just South Park.
I mean, one of their first things was that they turned Barbra Streisand into a giant mecha Godzilla-like creature. But yeah, that's just South Park doing South Park things. Now, we're starting to get a little bit more heated controversy. Now, Carson, do you remember what happened at the end of 808s and Heartbreaks when we showed you the MTV clip? What happened and what Kanye did that night?
Yes, I believe he interrupted a certain award event.
Yes. So Brian, you might know this, maybe. I'm not sure, but in 2009, Taylor Swift had won an award at the MTV Music and Video Awards. I don't remember what the award was, but famously and infamously, Kanye West rushed the stage to, I wouldn't say protest the award, but to basically give his opinion in front of the whole world while Taylor Swift was accepting a reward for one of the biggest nights of her career at that point. And let's just say a lot of people we're not happy about this. So let's show Brian the infamous
Yeah, I did
2009.
not know about this.
Yes, this is a cornerstone of Kanye West controversy right here. This is like the point where if you talk about Kanye controversies, this is the one you think about. Minus some stuff later, but we're not talking about that right now. Here's the MTV crashing of Taylor Swift by Kanye West.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
So yeah, he kind of just ran up on stage to do that. I don't know why. There is some photos of before the award ceremony started where he had a bottle of Hennessy, I believe, and he might have been drinking a little bit too much of that. So maybe that's why he did that. But yeah, Brian, what do you think about that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion. I guess it just kind of happened. But I guess he shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, I don't think it was that big of a deal. But I'm not a Swiftie, so maybe it's a different viewpoint from their point of view. Kind of reminds me of that one, I forgot what the guy said, but remember that one Game Awards? Like at the very end, some guy said something about Bill Clinton or something like that. Remind me of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I wouldn't say they're necessarily the same. Like, yes, going up on stage
At least,
and like,
I mean, at least we knew who Kanye West is. We didn't know who the other dude was.
well, I feel like even then, with the Elden Ring, he waited until like the very end to like do his like little spiel.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
And it's funny because like no one expected it to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like he just magically just like walked with them up on stage and like he was just like a part of it. And then when he said the thing, that's when like everything started to like crumble.
That's true. I feel you're right. I think the Elden Ring one is like more unexpected.
I mean, that one is definitely more funny in my opinion.
that is way more funny. I'll be honest.
You know, the Kanye one, it does kind of, you could see it's coming off as rude. You know, very,
I mean,
very, I guess, self-indulgent, you know, to get up on stage and, at the time, steal a new artist's, like, big moment, you know, like accepting an award this prestigious to promote someone else's accomplishments. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I guess it kind of is. I think all the hate he got from that was kind of validated.
And I should also mention, again, I've talked to Carson about this. This was also during a very rocky time in Kanye's life. He just released 808s and Heartbreaks, nowadays considered one of his best albums, but at the time, people were kind of not really vibing with it. And then also losing his mother, having his fiance leave him. Adding on to this was probably the worst point in Kanye's career. So, you know, it was very, very dark times for Kanye at this point with controversies. I believe even the president called him a jackass before. I believe it was Obama, but it might have been afterwards. But, you know, everyone was hating Kanye at this point. So, like, all eyes on Kanye. He's evil. What does he do? He drops the best album ever, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Everyone's like, hell yeah, Kanye's back. Only for a little bit. And then he gets back into some controversy. And at this point, gentlemen, I would like to say we have stopped having fun controversies. Everything from now on is very bad in retrospect to what we just talked about. So, are we ready?
I guess I am.
Carson?
Well, may as well.
All right. So I think for the rest of this, I'm just going to be streaming my screen. I have my Google Doc. We have some stuff. So, in 2011, we have the first Hitler reference. Now, this will come up later, but I found this article from an archived New York Times page. How hated? Kanye West likens himself to Hitler. And keep in mind, this is 2011, so he's still kind of seen as the bad guy after the VMAs incident. But here's a quote directly from Kanye. I walk through the hotel, and I walk down the street, and people look at me like I'm frickin' insane. Like I'm Hitler, the 34-year-old rapper said. One day, the light will shine through, and one day, people will understand everything that I ever did. Now again, you might say, oh, this is just like, whatever. But with some future events that have happened, this is just a little bit more concerning for how, I guess, pre-planned this was. You know, this wasn't like a spontaneous action. You know, this might have been some build-up over the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think
I
Kanye
said
West...
you know what you mean.
Do you think Kanye West is Hitler to a certain level? And
Well, he hasn't taken over Germany yet.
that's true.
He did drop out of art school, though.
I don't think it was art school. I think it was just normal school. But hey, at least Kanye, when he dropped out, he made the best debut in hip-hop history and didn't create a whole socialist party hell-bent on exterminating Jewish people, you know?
That is true.
That is true.
there's some very fine lines between like those are like the two ends of the spectrum of dropping out of a school, like a college course. You either become Kanye West or Adolf Hitler. There's no in between. Well, yeah, there's that. And then we move on to 2013. We have another concerning event. Kanye compares his next album to Born in the USA and basically his first Jewish reference. Race comes up again when he talks about politics. Let me tell you something about George Bush and oil money and Obama and no money. People want to say Obama can't make these moves or he's not executing. That's because he ain't got those connections. Black people don't have the same level of connections as Jewish people. Now you might say that that's a pretty insane thing to say. Are we in agreement to that?
We are in agreement to that.
Carson?
It is definitely a statement to make.
Right.
It seems to me that he may have held certain opinions for a little while.
You could say that. Again,
And he was just better at keeping a lid on it.
I like to keep in mind, 2013. This is right after Jesus came out. But again, kind of a crazy thing to say that the Jewish people have the most connections, when it comes to politics, business moves, any of that sort of thing is kind of be like, whoa, man, you're gonna get some funny looks. But yeah, well, just keep those first two in mind, the Hitler reference and the Jewish reference. That's all I'm gonna say. So then we go to 2016, and we have the Bill Cosby innocent tweet. Now, gentlemen, I would hope that we know who Bill Cosby is, correct?
We do. I do.
A very funny comedian who did some less funny actions.
Yes, and those less funny actions would be sexually molesting dozens of women. But basically one night in 2016, Kanye West tweeted that Bill Cosby innocent with a bunch of exclamation marks. And I believe this was during the time when Bill Cosby was trying to be trialed for his sexual crimes. And as you could probably guess, not a lot of people were driving with that. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
I agree.
And again, we have some people weighing in. We have this person, I don't know who this is. Kanye, you can't be for real. 50 women with nothing to gain thanks to a statute of limitations on rape. And then we have this little comedian man. Are we sure Kanye isn't just a character from Zoolander? It's just a very, very odd thing to say. And I would like to say, gentlemen, Bill Cosby is actually free right now, I'm pretty sure.
He is? Dang.
Yes. So he was actually released in 2021. So he only did 3 years in jail, despite being accused of possibly, nearly 50 to 60 women. So
That is a very small amount of jail time for
It's like only
that much crime.
It's like only a couple months per person, even less.
So again, saying this and only getting 3 years of jail time, very, very concerning. But that's just how the legal system works for celebrities, gentlemen.
I guess so.
Get accused and get tried for sexually molesting dozens of women, only get 3 years of jail time, and very concerning. Up next, we have a little bit less of a very disturbing topic. We talk about the life of Pablo, and it was initial release on February 14th, 2016. Now, Carson, I know your opinion on Pablo has changed over time. It was once an album that you rated an 8 out of 10. Now it's at a 5, if I remember correctly. Do you still agree with that statement?
It's like Jesus, but worse.
Now, what if I told you it used to be worse at one point?
Well, I could believe that.
So, here's the background. The Life of Pablo was originally released on a streaming service called Tidal, which was his mentor Jay-Z's premium in big asterisks music streaming website. And he initially had it to be a Tidal exclusive album, meaning you would have to pay a lot more money to listen to the album rather than just listening to it on YouTube or Spotify. The issue is, the album was way unfinished to the standards that Kanye West had set for himself at that point. It needed to be completely, reworked, basically. And this would start a very bad trend of Kanye releasing an album that's clearly unfinished and then updating it as time goes on. So a lot of people were pretty upset with it. And I believe this is also one of the most pirated streaming albums that Kanye had ever had, because no one wants to pay an exorbitant amount of money to listen to an unfinished album. Are we in agreement with that?
Yep.
And
Yep.
he even made reference to it when he did update the album. Carson, do you remember on St. Pablo where he was talking about 1 million people illegally downloading his album when it was on Tidal?
I don't remember. I seldom listen to Pablo because I do not like it.
I mean, that's fair, but I still like St. Pablo. I think it's one of his best songs. But yeah, very, very turbulent time musically for Kanye. And adding on to that, we have one of the tracks for this. Well, we have the track and the music, the background of this to look over. Now, Carson, you remember the famous music video, correct?
Yes.
Where he
Kanye West claims that he has made Taylor Swift famous.
Yes. So, and also I would show the music video, but we can't. You saw it in that CNN article where it had the bed where all the celebrities were naked, Brian.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was the famous music video. That also stirred up a lot of talk and controversy for how shocking it was. Because he had people like his wife, Donald Trump was in there, which is that's another recurring character.
All right.
But most importantly, there was a lyric that Kanye had told. It was about Taylor Swift. I will paraphrase the lyric a little bit. Kanye West said on Famous, "To all my Southside homies that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor Swift might owe me sex. Why? I made that bitch famous." A lot of people were upset about that line, including Taylor herself, because she claimed she didn't give permission for Kanye to use a lyric that grotesque. However, Kanye's wife at the time, Kim Kardashian, recorded the phone call of Taylor giving consent to the lyric. But I want you to listen to what Kanye says to her in this instance, okay?
So it says, to all my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like Taylor Swift might owe me sex.
That's not mean.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is the thing where I'm calling you, because if you felt that it's funny and cool and like hip hop and felt like, you know, just the college dropout and the artist like Ye that you love, then I think that people would be like way into it.
You know, you heard, she didn't seem that upset about it at first.
Yeah.
But I want you to remember what he omitted from the lyrics. Do you remember?
He omitted, "I made that bitch famous."
You're correct, Carson. And that's where a lot of people also got upset with that.
I mean, to be fair, the second thing is much more tame than the first thing.
I understand, but again, if you're going to have your wife record this conversation, which also, it blurs the line between if legally he's allowed to do that, if it's just a one-on-one, conversation about music, and two, omitting a very prevalent lyric is also in very bad faith. Personally, I could see why a lot of people would be upset with that. Does that subtract from the song? Personally, no. The song's still awesome. It still rocks. But I could definitely understand why some people wouldn't be a fan of that if they were given the context behind some of the lyrics. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But yeah, I wouldn't say this is the last time Taylor Swift and Kanye butted heads, but this also, the whole Swiftie army and versus Kanye, there's another beef that Kanye has with an artist for just being himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that.
To be honest, I don't think this is that bad.
Well, here's another thing. This is
I don't
also
think it's great. I don't think it's that bad.
This is also just like, you have to keep in mind, this is coming from a 2016 Kanye. He has done far worse since then, but at the time this was very unheard of for an artist to do like this publicly of like, I wouldn't say degradation, I would say degradation of another artist, especially when you've had historic run-ins with how you've treated them before. You know what I mean? It just seems very sick, you could say. There's that. And now we have the Kanye-Donald Trump friendship arc.
Oh, that's where that's from.
The thank you, Kanye, very cool.
I almost forgot about this.
Yeah, so...
Well, text-to-speech voices always read it off as Kane. It took me a little while to figure out that it was actually Kanye. Look, I was in the 8th grade at that point in time.
Well, yeah. So this was also another... we're going off another meme, so this is going to be great historic information. Oh my god, get off my screen, ads. Oh my god, please. I don't get an ad blocker.
Is it AI generated?
Yes, it is. Get off my... I might just close it.
Well, are certainly a little spicy today.
This all started when Kanye visited the White House to have a conversation with Trump about just whole music, his policies and everything. And at the time, it was very unheard of for an artist, music artist, Hollywood celebrity to support Donald Trump. But Kanye was one of the people who backed him because either he believed in his politics genuinely or he liked him for how provocative and odd he was as a president. He took a liking to it, which that one's a little bit more believable, personally. So they had a bubbling friendship of them hanging out together. And, it all culminated in a silly tweet that Trump made. You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He's my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought. To which Donald Trump responded, "Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Now finish your fucking albums on time." That's a terrible Trump impression. And he also very prominently wore a MAGA red hat, which again, very unheard of for an artist, let alone a black artist, to wear, since, at that time, Donald Trump was very, very much accused of being a very horrible person, a racist, a sexist, all these ists and phobes, it seemed like, to Kanye at least, that they were just targeting him because he was different than everyone else. And he could probably see himself in Trump. Do you think Kanye was right for supporting Trump?
Time to tip my hand. Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine for him to do.
Yeah, I think, especially at the time too, I think Trump was less crazy than he is right now, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
I could sort of respect the balls for trying to support someone just off principle for how different and how, hated they are, but at the same time, if you're actually, looking into policies and actually seriously involved with politics, you could sort of see this as you're just doing this for attention, you know what I mean? So I'm a little split. Honestly, I don't care. It didn't affect his music. Ye's still great. All the albums he made in 2018, excellent.
I'm inclined to agree, because Ye and Kids See Ghosts came out pretty close to each other, right?
Yes. 2018 was also a very historic year for Kanye as a music producer and just maker, which we'll talk about later, because there is one thing that happened, that didn't happen actually, that sort of changed the trajectory of a lot of Kanye music. That's later. But yeah. So we have, you didn't see that last one, so we have in April 29th of 2018, we have the song Lift Yourself drop. Now I don't know if you've listened to this song. This was a very odd, shut up, this was a very odd music video to just randomly drop. As you can even see, there's no even official music cover for this. It's just like an MP3 file. So are you ready to listen to this awesome song? And we'll do
Yes.
we'll do a music review of this. So here is Lift Yourself.
Whoop-dee-dee scoop poop.
All right, that was Lift Yourself. What do you think of that track, Carson?
Genius.
What was so genius about that track? I agree with you, but I want to hear your opinion.
I mean, those lyrics, how can you possibly do better than that?
Poopy to scoop.
Also, that opening, it really reminds me of this song called White Meat by Toby Fox.
You and
I
your
will...
tail. We could probably do a little side-by-side for the video. I could definitely see the drums being very similar.
it's not one for one, but
I could
it has the same feel.
Right.
It is.
Now, Brian, what did you think of Lift Yourself?
I think the first half was unironically pretty good. Second half was pretty good, but it was funny good. Poopity scoop, I like that, and the elephant and chicken high pitched audio sample is what I'm assuming it is. Maybe it's not. Most likely it's not, but that's how it sounds like. But yeah, great song.
I would have to agree. Now, you might be asking, why on earth did Kanye even release this?
Well, I would suspect the answer is because he is a genius.
That too, but this innocuous little song has a little bit of a funny history to it. So, if my memory serves me correct, this was made during the Wyoming era of Kanye West, which consists of him producing 3 albums while also working on Ye and Kids See Ghosts. And during that time, he had worked on a beat for Drake, which at the time they were both on good terms with each other. And Kanye had planned on giving this track, the instrumental, to Drake. Unfortunately, Drake decided to do a sneak diss on him on one of his newly released songs at the time. I don't remember which one it is. I believe it was either In My Feelings or Sicko Mode. And Kanye was not very happy with it. So, instead of giving the track to Drake, he decided to record a verse for himself. But he decided to poop to scoop all over it, so that Drake couldn't use it. And he just released it out there, for the hell of it. And I think that's pretty funny, not gonna lie.
I gotta agree.
That is pretty funny.
And this was also during a time when Drake had another nuclear bomb of a diss track dropped on him, which revealed that he had a secret son that he was hiding. So, between a very shocking diss track and this hilarious piece of song writing, it was a very, very turbulent year for Drake, but it was also a turbulent year for Kanye, but that was probably the funniest thing to happen that year. Would you agree so far?
I would agree.
I would agree too.
All right. Next up, we're going to talk about slavery.
Today's subject is slavery.
What a change of topic, to say the least.
So, to give a little context, Kanye West went to the TMZ headquarters in New York, I believe, and he was talking to some of the reporters about his feelings on Trump, some of the things Trump has said, and basically just Kanye's thoughts on free speech and everything. And he said a very, very polarizing take about the ethics of slavery and how it's perceived by people. But I'll just let him explain it. So yeah, you just kind of said that. Do you think slavery was a choice?
I don't think so.
Okay,
There is
good.
a lot to unpack in that video.
All right,
It sure is.
let's unpack it then. What do we want to unpack first, Carson?
Well, I think the things he said prior to that statement made sense. Then he made that statement and he proceeded to go completely off the rails.
All right, I would have to agree with him. When it comes to, his thoughts on Trump as a person, as a president, with how he respects him as an auteur, as someone who's very different, someone who's tries to be free and be themselves for how much of an important figure they are. You could sort of respect that as a take. But then once you start saying slavery sounds like a choice, you kind of lose everybody.
Yeah.
For some reason.
And I would
Do you
also
wonder
like
why?
to I would also like to make mention, Carson, we're going back to St. Pablo. The lyric, it all looks great, 400 years later, we're buying our own chains. Again, very, I wouldn't say telling lyric, but, you started putting into question, like, did you actually mean that? When you say that, it sounds like slavery was a choice, versus you making an analogy of rappers and black artists buying their own, like, chains is similar to the slave ships imprisoning your people. You get what I'm saying? Like, do you actually believe that, or are you just saying that just to say it? You get me?
Yeah.
What
Very
about-
strange thing to say.
It is. It definitely is. What about you, Brian?
I felt like I was, it started off, all right, and then the more I said, more my eyebrow, raised, and, I was like, I don't know about this one. And then he keeps on, like, going on, I'm like, I don't know, I can't agree with that.
Right.
And then the video just kind of ended. I was like,
So,
yeah,
What about the man,
it's a statement of all time. Can't quite agree with it.
what do we think about the man, like, confronting Kanye about his crazy statement that he said?
I don't know. I have kind of mixed opinions on it.
I personally think that this is, like, one of the few times where Kanye sort of gets a reality check. You don't often see him get this. And I think that moment, he sort of realized, like, what he did was messed up. It's like all these, like, everything we've talked to up to this point, he's like, hasn't really seen that much of a consequence. So to hear someone actually stand up and call out his bullshit, it is sort of cathartic. And you kind of get why it needs to be called out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I definitely understand the point he's coming from, as someone who is a genius and who has done so much to the black community and hip hop, to say something that egregious and try to defend it and or rationalize it. It is kind of a crazy thing to say. I do want to check. I also wanted to. Oh, the comments are turned off. I wanted to check something. There is a certain character here that I don't know if any of you guys know. That oh my, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. This is why you get ad blockers.
And I start.
Do you see this person right here? This is the person I wanted to find. Do you know who that?
I see someone there, but I can't recognize him.
To take him
Okay. This man was something happened to him last year around September.
Oh, okay. No, is it Charlie Kirk?
Yes, that is Charlie Kirk.
Okay. I was like, is it?
and then driving to work on the opioids, right?
He's just here. Carson, you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yes, I do. He had a wonderful interview with Dr. Peterson shortly before his death.
Yeah.
Seemed like a decent guy. And what happened to him?
That is like sort of. There's another clip of him out there with him and Kanye, and it's sort of like it's just very odd to see him. It's like, oh, you see Kanye, giving this speech, and then you just see him in the background. It's like, oh my god, it's like when you see like a side character. This analogy's been made, but like you see like a side character randomly get a spotlight after like they've had like a whole game to them, and you just like hear he's like, damn, I didn't know how prevalent this guy was. Only now it's like, oh, since he's dead, people start talking crazy about him. It's like he's very popular. But that's just the one thing I noticed. I and a lot of people noticed about that clip is like, damn, the big Kirk was with Kanye a lot during this time.
Did not know. The more you know, I guess.
Here we move fast forward to September. This date is also prevalent, by the way. Kanye actually, even despite everything that has happened in 2018, Kanye was able to perform on SNL for his album Ye, and the performance was pretty good. You know, he played all the hits from his newest album. However, he had a speech. He had an unaired SNL rant that was considered controversial, that a lot of people were kind of upset with. So let's watch his rant.
They bullied me backstage. They bullied me. And then they say I'm in a sucker.
What do we think about that rant?
He kind of has a point.
All right. I guess I should probably specify what point, or what points do you think you agree on? Because he has a lot on his mind.
He does say a lot of things there.
So
I don't agree with all the things, but I agree with a good handful of things.
Are you cool with narrowing down what you think Kanye had a point with?
That statement about the news and getting bullied for one's politics do happen to be true from what I've observed.
Okay. Brian, what about you? Are you sort of in the same boat with Carson?
I am in a similar boat. He did talk about a lot of stuff. I didn't catch everything. If I'm understanding right, it is true that I think news articles or news station are pretty one-sided, and it's either completely like one side and not like the other side's like completely bad, which Kanye was kind of saying, which I kind of agree. But I don't know, I might be wrong, but like I saw SNL was kind of like a comedy show. Not sure why this has to do with comedy, but
Well, usually
Kanye's Kanye.
Well, they usually have like their little comedy sketch portions, and then they have like a musical guest of the evening. And Kanye was on that night, and he was, as the video was saying, he was playing Ye. He was playing his next album that he was supposed to release, Yandi, but we'll get to that later. And he had this rant that was cut off from national television, but people were able to record it, and you saw some of the reactions. You know, people were kind of in shock. You know, some of the things we're saying were a little shocking. You know, I do think probably the most shocking thing was the black men in America and how they try to the Democratic plan of them trying to break up homes and promote more welfare. I think that's a very telling.
That is a wild statement.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but keep that in mind when it comes to Kanye's politics, when it comes to how the black family is structured in America and how it's promoted. He is very adamant on keeping the families together and how it should be treated.
I do agree with that, but I'm not sure if the issues that are there were actively promoted, shall we say.
I could definitely see that, you know, right message, wrong facts, you could say.
Yeah, I would say that.
This sort of also derailed a lot of his music. Again, like you saw in the video, he was supposed to release Yandi on that day, but that didn't happen. So, all right, time to break up a little bit of the crazy politics, and we have Kanye talking about abolishing the 13th Amendment. So we have this tweet, or this Instagram post, you know, he's chilling in his plane with the Make America Great Again hat, and he says this represents good, and America becoming whole again. We will no longer outsource to other countries. We will build factories here in America and create jobs. We will provide jobs for all who are free from prisons as we abolish the 13th Amendment. Message sent with love. I don't think... I think he had the wrong amendment. I don't think he meant that. I think he probably meant a different amendment. But it's still kind of a crazy thing to post, you know? Especially with this picture captioned with it.
Yeah. And the final sentence too, sent with love, like,
This is more evidence for my theory that no one has ever said anything sensible on Twitter.
Well, this is on Instagram, but we will come back to Twitter. Twitter will play a part in this this little adventure. But there's
Still not a very smart thing to say.
Exactly.
No.
So then, around the same time, this is all really back to back to back. I didn't spell that right. Wow. He doesn't drop Yandi. Now, you might be wondering, what is Yandi? Well, Yandi was meant to be an album that he released on September 29th of 2018. And this would have been his third album he released that year. And this was supposed to be a blend of Ye and Jesus is King. And a lot of people were hyped with this because Kanye promoted the hell out of this album. And this little snippet right here is sort of gone in infamy. Highly anticipated album, especially with what was being promoted. So we'll take a gander at this little snippet. And mind you, he posted this on Twitter saying, this is when the album's coming out. As you can see, that was the sort of teaser, and he was very adamant on dropping that day. And Carson, I want to ask
Well-
you, did that track sort of sound familiar?
Yeah, it was off of Donda. I think the Donda version was better.
Yes, but also, some people would contest that argument. That was an early version of what would become Hurricane, but it was initially thought to be called 80 Degrees. And the reason why people were upset that Yandhi did not release his... they were expecting a very different album, and a lot of the tracks from Yandhi would appear on Jesus is King and Donda. And some people would even argue that the Yandhi versions of those tracks were better. And this was almost like 80% complete, and he kind of just scrapped everything. But
Certainly is a choice.
yeah, we're not gonna watch this whole 34-minute interview, but here's the reason as to why Kanye decided he did not want to drop Yandhi on that day.
You said
So here's the album.
was coming out on Saturday. It didn't come out. What happened?
I didn't finish it.
So yeah, you heard it there first. He didn't finish the album. Do we believe Kanye when he said that?
Well, seeing what became of it, I do believe him.
All right, Brian.
I don't know if it was. I think good amount was finished. Sounds like a lot of songs were done, but the whole album, probably not.
This also compounds on the fact that there was also a tweet going around that he posted saying that the album was delayed because a bee flew into the studio and they had to get it out. And it's kind of a running joke now that anytime Kanye misses a deadline for his album, people will just like schizo post saying, "Don't worry guys, a bee just flew into the studio. He'll release it soon. Don't worry, he just needs to get it out of the studio first." Just another coping mechanism for Kanye being eternally lazy with his albums sometimes.
Bee.
A bee, yes. The buzz, the honey. I mean, I could pull it up real quickly. I'll show you. Here's to all my fans, thank you for being so loyal and patient. I can't finish the album because there's a bee in my studio. This might have actually been during Donda, but the number one enemies of Kanye West, Taylor Swift fans and bees. Look at this little Kanye bee. Look at him. He's so happy. A lot of people still aren't happy that he didn't drop Yandhi. He has made references to it, even towards last year, I think. Will he ever release it? Probably not. Would it be cool? Maybe. But seeing as how tracks like Sky City got absolutely raped on Vultures 2, I kind of don't want him to be honest. So, and then, I won't play more of this, but, in March of 2020, an extended phone call of the Taylor Swift famous incident leaked, because the only part that I showed was what was posted by Kim Kardashian, but the actual full phone call leaked, and it showed a lot more damning evidence that Kanye was kind of being malicious with his phone call. But then, on July 4th, Kanye announces his run for presidency. We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States. Hashtag 2020 Vision. Now, who do you think is replying to Kanye for his support? Do you want to take a guess?
I was saying I should do know the answer, so I'll
Alright, well, Carson,
stay silent.
who do you think's going to respond to Kanye's announcement of his president run?
I don't know.
Well, do you want to say who do you think it is, Brian?
Isn't it Donald Trump himself?
No, it's Elon Musk. You have my full support.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's Elon Musk.
So, a lot of people were very surprised that Kanye was running for president. Safe to say it didn't really work out too well. I'm pretty sure when they showed the ballots, I think he had like 1% of the votes, total votes. I'll have to pull up the statistics, but it was not... No one was taking him seriously. Then again, no one takes any other party that's not Democratic or Republican. All the other parties get mogged. So, oh god, this is a terrible,
what the heck?
This is a terrible clip. So yeah, he added one of his first presidential rallies in Charleston. Goes over a lot of topics, but the main one that gets a lot of attention is about Harriet Tubman. Now, I hope we all know who Harriet Tubman was, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
A woman who helped get slaves across the border to free states. Considered a revolutionary. So he says this about Harriet Tubman.
When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people. The National Basketball Association is not owned by any blacks.
So yeah, not a great thing to say about your presidential campaign,
Yeah.
You can even tell, like, this lady was like, oh god, what am I doing here? Even the crowd was like, what the fuck?
Like, yo, what? Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, Kanye? So yeah, there's that. That was the main one. But another thing that was brought up was the topic of abortion. Now, gentlemen, I know abortion is a very controversial topic. Kanye has had a very, I guess, pro-life stance on abortion. You know, he's a very Christian stance on abortion. We can all see. But it's what he says later in the dark thing he says. Like, this is probably going to be the darkest thing in this video. He talks about his experience with abortion and, like, how it shaped him to be the man who he is. It should also be mentioned that Kanye is, like, a very... I know I said this before, but he is also, like, a firm believer in pro-life. He's also gone on record saying that abortions are the #1 killer in America for black children, black people in general. And I'm pretty sure the statistics also back up for that. But so what he's about to say here is very, very damning, very, very disturbing.
It's gonna fuck with yours. And I called my wife, and she said, we're gonna have this baby. I said, we're gonna have this child. I know people that are 50 years old that didn't have the children, that didn't have that child, that have never got to experience the level of joy that I experienced from having a child. So even if my wife were to divorce me after this speech, she brought North into the world even when I didn't want to. She stood up and she protected that child. You know who else protected a child? Who do you think might have protected a child at one point? God. 43 years ago, who do you think protected a child? Your mom. My mom. My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
Kanye, we love you.
You're here for a reason, Kanye.
My daughter. I almost killed my daughter.
But you didn't. She's here.
Bro, you got this. Hey, Margaret Sanger, you got this, bro.
Just casually admitted to
I
almost
don't think
killing
that's
his daughter.
casual.
I know, but I'm just saying, you can tell that this topic means a lot to him, you know, especially if he had the contemplation of aborting one of his children, has a mental breakdown, basically. I know it's a very heavy topic to talk about, but what are we feeling about that?
That's a lot.
I know. I guess we should start with, do you think Kanye should have even mentioned that he almost had an abortion with his wife, with Northwest?
I don't know that it's necessarily wrong for him to bring it up, especially given the context of...
Yeah, it's a presidential rally, and it's a question he was asked, and he was very passionate about his answer, and I guess with a topic like these, whichever side you're on is going to be controversial, so I think for like his situation and what he's up to, I think that was fine. I don't know about Harriet Tubman. I cannot agree on that, but
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that the Harriet Tubman line was not good.
and that was not good. But I think his statement here in the situation, I think that's fine.
He's just explaining why he holds his position on that particular issue.
Yeah.
Right. I would sort of say I'm also in agreement. I do think that using the personal experience of how your mother, who's been a very instrumental part of your career, not even just as like an artist, but as a human being, and how much she has meant to you, you know, sharing that anecdote is a very humanizing moment. But I think also just like it shows he's not mentally well to sort of admit that he almost aborted his child. I can understand like it is come to admittance, you know, it's like it shows you like the value of life to him, and it is just a very like humanizing moment, but at the same time it's like, okay man, maybe just like calm down, and like maybe this whole president thing isn't good for you mentally. What were you about to say, Carson?
I don't know that that particular statement is a sign that he is not mentally well. I mean, with that topic, I think that is a thing that simply it had to come up, and you don't say something like that without tears.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but I think he is like saddened with himself that even the thought of doing that would probably mess with him. But just like admitting it to the whole group of people when you're trying to show them that you are a competent leader to potentially be a candidate for president, it does sort of show signs that maybe he's not all mentally there. And even like after this, like everything that's happened, it probably helps degrade his mental health even further. That's just me personally. Is he wrong for saying that? Probably not, but it starts showing some cracks in his mental fortitude at this point, personally.
All people have them.
Well, yeah, obviously, but Kanye is a very vocal person, one of the most vocal people to explain how he's feeling. He's just going to say it how it is, for better or for worse. But I mean, that's just sort of, that's why a lot of people like him. They like him for being real, and sometimes being too real can hurt. Anything else?
That's all I have for now.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Again, safe to say Kanye did not win the 2020 election. So we'll move on to the next thing he did in August. He opened Donda Academy, which was a school that he helped funded based off his mother's name, who was also a teacher. So he wanted to honor her legacy by creating a school for children, mainly in Chicago, I believe, to help getting a good education. So, it's pretty good. A lot of people were kind of questioning it. And then in September, he's a video of him pissing on his Grammy.
Why?
You just can. I mean,
I guess,
he's got like,
can't he?
He's got like 10 plus Grammys, he could probably spare one to just piss on it for no reason, you know what I mean? So now we're getting into, we're going to do some rapid fire stuff, because it's going to get kind of messy. On February 19th, 2021, news broke that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have divorced. They had been married for, I believe, 7 years at this point. So, again, coupled the fact with like how everything was happening during 2021, or 2020, sorry. This definitely did not help his mental health, as you can see. We get to Donda, all the listening parties and everything, delayed 3 times. Who knows when it's going to come out. Carson, I know we didn't really talk. We talked about it a little bit on Donda, but you could definitely see where he was at mentally during that album, with everything that is compounded upon him.
Messed him up pretty good.
And then on October 18th of 2021, he legally changed his name to Ye, so he's no longer Kanye West. This has a little bit more significance than you might think. I believe there is a book that Donda West wrote back in 2005, 2006, and she explained that the reason she chose the name Kanye for him was, I believe, I don't remember what, I think it was a Bible verse, but it basically translates to only one, meaning that it is wholly unique to him. So to sort of change his name legally to just Ye, it kind of, I wouldn't say insults his mother's legacy, but, it's another thing that kind of puts into question, does he really think before he does stuff?
Possibly not.
Just
I don't think so.
Food for thought. And
I
then,
do think he is the kind of person who just does things.
Yeah. Again, he kind of just does it and doesn't expect the outcome. Again, so far, we haven't even really seen any pushback. The only pushback we saw was the TMZ clip of the 400 years. It's just like, he just does what he does. Well, who can stop him? But then on November 12th, 2021, Elon Musk and Kanye West take a photo together. And as you can see, do they look fly?
Look very casual.
Sure.
I don't know where he's looking. Kanye looks like he's looking directly at the camera. He's kind of just looking like at the person taking the photo, maybe. Is that just me?
I don't know, Elon, he acts very robotic at times, so maybe this is one of his moments.
He's testing out his Neuralink.
He is.
Maybe that's why Kanye's been acting funky since then. He secretly put it in Neuralink and he's like, alright Kanye, do this thing. I'm not going to disclose what it is because that'll spoil. Alright, so then this is a little bit of a controversy, but not really. The Larry Hoover concert happens. Him and Drake make up for a time.
Good ass concert. I watched a recording of that on YouTube.
You've already watched the Larry Hoover concert?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess for Brian we can watch a little bit of it. We'll just watch the important part personally. Basically, Brian, Larry Hoover was a man that was wrongly convicted of a crime that he did not commit for almost 25 years, I believe. And they were trying to basically get him out of prison. And they had a whole concert dedicated to it. They had a bunch of celebrities, mainly Kanye and Drake, showing up. They performed some songs. Kanye performed some of Drake's songs. But there's one song he performed that stood out to a lot of people. Then he plays Runaway, which I know. You haven't heard Runaway, have you, Brian?
I don't know.
So,
I don't think I have.
Runaway is one of Kanye's most regarded songs from his discography. I know, Carson, you have like a little iffy opinion on Runaway, right?
First 6 minutes are really good. The last 3 minutes are kind of smelly.
He does not like the outro. So, Brian, the Runaway outro is famous for sort of being very different. Instead of actual lyrics, Kanye sort of just messes with the microphone and makes noises, which I kind of like. but I can get why people don't really jive with it. But for this performance, he actually changed the ending of it completely to relate to something completely different. So we'll watch the ending of this, and maybe you could put two and together as to what he means by what he did here.
More specifically, Kimberly.
So he did that. Do you remember that part of the concert, Carson?
Of course I do. That is a massive improvement over how that song usually ends.
Damn.
Also, I think it's just really beautiful in general, and kind of shows where Kanye is at that point in time.
I can see that. What do you think of that ending, Brian?
I don't know what the original ending was, but I like, it was a good ending. It's a good song, good ending.
I'm sort of mixed. At first I was kind of like, okay, yeah, I do like this ending. I could definitely understand why you would appreciate that more, especially since you don't really like the ending to Runaway normally. I am sort of a little iffy. Like, I could get why he wants to get back with Kim, but again, I do think maybe the time is not necessarily appropriate, given what the concert's supposed to be about. I think some people might say it's a desperation act, I could definitely see why people might be not too happy about it. It also just shows, I know we were talking about mental health this, mental health that, but, he's still, at that point, he was still, like, reeling from the divorce. He missed his wife. He just wanted her back. And I think at some point, you do kind of have to, I don't know, it's just very complicated. I could definitely see why he did it. Was it the best place to do it? Maybe not, but I could understand why he did it. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
And I get it, yeah.
But yeah, there it was that. So now we move on to 2022. This is where it starts to get worse. So on January 14th, the song "Easy" drops, which is a song talking about Kanye's messy divorce with Kim, and it has a line specifically talking about beating Pete Davidson up. Now, if you don't know who Pete Davidson is, SNL comedian who at the time was dating Kim Kardashian. Pretty soon after she got divorced from Kanye. Kanye did not take it too much of a liking to it, and he made a bunch of public empty threats towards Pete Davidson, which a lot of people weren't really too jived about, and that kind of compounded on himself when something happened later. But right now, we have a new album talking about, guys. Donda 2. It's coming out. It's so short after the first Donda, but the listening party was a disaster, and that's what I also mentioned during my Donda 2 review. Do you remember what I was talking about during Donda 2 and how this album was supposed to be released 4 years earlier?
You mean Yandhi?
That was a different album. That album never released. This album did release. I mentioned that this album was slated for a 2022 release, but was delayed infinitely.
Yeah, with the MP3 player.
Yes, the stem player that cost $200 to listen to an unfinished album. And this was right before the album was supposed to drop on the stem player. We can point to the exact moment where he decided he wasn't going to release this, and also the moment where Kanye West's 2022 disaster happened. Alright, so at this point, most of the songs that were previewed for Donda 2 were done. At that point, I remember watching this. I was with Preston and Chuck Carson, and I was like, damn, this kind of blows. And so when I first heard this, I was kind of surprised. Like, okay, wait, we might get somewhere. Performing Hurricane live. What could go wrong, Hurricane's a good song, I would say. Do you agree, Carson?
I would say it's one of the better songs off Donda.
But there's a point where it gets pretty messy. It's when Kanye starts rapping. At this point, Kanye gets a new mic. He starts rapping. He's still pretty quiet. You still can't really hear it. Okay, he's coming back. And also, I'm pretty sure what really happened was, you see his earpiece? So the thing what artists usually tend to do now is they have like the little backing track in their vocals to make sure that they're synced up with what the stadium sounds, because what you're going to hear probably on the stage floor is going to sound different to people in the stands, because that's how sound works.
Yeah.
So what Kanye was hearing in his headpiece was different from what was playing on the stadium sound. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Still figuring out. It's not great. But there's one point right here during Jail. So as you can see, Marilyn Manson's with him. They're playing the bad version of Jail. But right when he's trying to rap. So that came in early. He's...
And I got priors. Going down. Guess who's going to jail?
So he's getting a little mad. There's no chorus. And he just...
just gives up.
Yeah, he throws his microphone and he gives up.
Okay. Yeah, I've had that day trying to record Keppers.
Yeah.
I remember there was one particular day when I was trying to cover a Rick Astley song, and I just could not do I Don't Know What It Is About Rick's voice. I
Well,
got so pissed off.
goddamn.
I just walked and tried to record for another month. I get it, man.
Yeah, but I think this is different because it's not even Kanye's fault, it's the sound technician's fault. But you can see him, he's like fucking pissed right here. But yeah, no, like the vocals and the instrumental were not synced up. He just kind of sits there. He doesn't perform at all, I don't think. For most of the rest of the Donda performance, he's just kind of walking around like, what the fuck am I doing? He just starts sitting down.
Maybe not the wisest choices.
Yeah, like no one's, they're not rapping. And then Alicia Keys comes in and saves Donda 2 from being like the worst thing ever. They play a new song. I think this song's also fucked up. Also, she's trying her goddamn best. Like, God bless Alicia Keys. So it starts getting back to normal. But yeah, you can definitely hear the live vocals are not matched up with the real song.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad. You know, they're trying to save it.
It's not all Kanye's fault, but definitely dipping in the middle of your own listening party.
Yeah, kind of just giving
is
up.
Not making things better.
Yeah, and again, I think this is the part where Kanye started to really go downhill, like this show. And then they play Off the Grid. I think this is the last song. This is where it gets really bad with desync. As you can see, we have Playboy Cardi, Carson's favorite artist.
Just shouting.
Point of view, you're running past your neighbor's dog.
I should just start doing that. You know, again, they're just kind of just playing the water. Like it's just not synced up well. Yeah, it gets really bad with 5 years first. We'll play a little bit of it, but just notice how off sync it is. Like it's just not synced up well at all. It's this was a disaster waiting to happen. This was a disaster party. This was taken down, and I'm pretty sure a re-upload of it with only the Donda 2 songs. So yeah, what do we think about that little travesty?
I think Carson said this too, but it felt like it wasn't Kanye's fault. It's just people in charge of it, and it just kind of got upset.
Yeah, it did.
He may not have started digging the hole, but he definitely finished digging the hole.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It did spawn some pretty funny memes, like you're gonna fucking die. Whoever the sound guy was, they're probably dead. Yeah, so that was that. And then in March 3rd, 2022, the Easy video dropped. Let's just say people were kind of disturbed with the video and its contents. So we will give a listen to this. Now, this is actually not a Kanye West song, technically. This is The Game song. So we will listen to this and we will judge it based on that. So without further ado, we will listen to Easy. What do we think of Easy?
What did I just watch?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment to say, but let's leave the music video for later. What do we think about the song itself?
Yeah, if I was watching it with my eyes closed, then I think it's one of those more experimental Kanye songs. I think it's decent.
Alright. Carson, what do you think of that song?
I think it is not Kanye's best performance. Definitely feels like stuff he's been going through is wearing on him.
Yeah, I would say the song sort of, I wouldn't say it's discombobulated, but you hear the Game's verse talking about how much, you know, the music's meaning to him, you know, how Compton and everything was, how it shaped him, even the sample and the commemoration to Eazy-E, you know, is very different than what Kanye is going to be rapping about. You know, it's kind of disjointed. And I do think Kanye's verse does also show, like, where he's at, you know, with, like, the divorce and everything. You know, he's kind of, like, instead of being, like, sad and mopey, but he's going to be like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be proactive in this, you know. I'm gonna be a provocateur. Oh well, bring everyone in your family to the divorce hearings. You know, we're gonna make this like a public thing. You know, you want to go date this guy right after we got divorced. You know, it's like, sure, you know, I'll go date this random woman after we divorce. You know, I can do it just as bad as you do. You know, it's like a sort of like a Toxic X situation. You know.
Yeah.
Lyrically, you know, and the Pete Davidson's ass line is kind of iffy, since you know he was dating his ex-wife at the time. But overall, I think that song's just whatever. Now it's time for the real meat and potatoes. Carson, what did you think of the music video?
Weird. I don't get it.
What did you think about, like, the threats about Pete Davidson's life, I guess you could say?
It would appear that Kanye West thought about killing him.
Premeditated murder. It is kind of a little eerie. You know, imagine, like, you're just as kids and you watch this video, it's like, oh, dad's gonna murder mom's new boyfriend. hell. What about you, Brian? What'd you think of that video?
Questionable. I think that's the best way I can describe it. Which is kind of disappointing since, I still think it's a decent song, but if that video, I guess the lyrics too, has a negative image to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, having Pete Davidson's clay head while Kanye's rapping is not necessarily a good image to have.
No, probably not.
But what can you do? Again, this is where the true downfall starts, personally.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. So now we're just getting racist. I apologize for the next word. On March 16th, 2022, Kanye calls Trevor Noah, who is the main host of The Daily Show on Comedy Central, he calls him a coon. Now, if you're not up to date on your racial slurs, this is a very, very old school racial slur for black people. We'll go to Urban Dictionary. The term coon has its marks.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Yes.
Derives from the context of racial slurs and colloquial usage in certain communities. What the fuck are these? A kind and nice guy who's addicted to playing Pokemon in class? That's just not what the fuck it's called. We'll go to dictionary.com. It is an extremely disparaging and offensive contemporary term to refer to as a black person, a fellow of especially rustic or undignified, mainly used for people in blackface, as you can see, shortening for raccoon, because you're a white person putting on black. You're kind of like a raccoon, has the white spots and the black spots mostly. Not a nice term to call a black person. So that was kind of a bad thing for Kanye to call him.
I would say so.
And then
he should not have done that.
On October 6th of 2022, at a fashion show in France, Kanye can be seen wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt with Candace Owens, as you can see.
Mistake number 1, associating with Candace Owens.
Okay, so Carson knows who Candace Owens is.
I didn't know who she is. I didn't know she was a singer until recently. Never knew she was relevant back in 2022.
Yeah. Again, it's kind of weird. Her, Kanye, and Charlie Kirk have all been kind of close. They've been documented a lot with each other, especially during like 2018, 2022. But yeah, people, let's just say, were not happy, mainly for the White Lives Matter t-shirt. That's what most people were very upset about.
Yeah, also don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Kanye does sort of explain himself later in an interview, which I think is kind of interesting, but, he kind of just did this. So then this is where the anti-Semitism ramps up. Basically, so he was talking to Sean Diddy Combs. Now, we all know who Diddy is, correct?
Yes.
It's Mr. Baby Oil.
Yes, so
About his party.
Kanye had messaged Diddy saying that he's being controlled by the Jews and that Kanye himself is, we could say right here, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Along with some other very hateful comments, calling Diddy a Fed and all the likes. And this was before all the sexual racketeering charges, before any of that came up, by the way. He was calling Diddy out for being a Fed and being a bad person. So, you could say he's at the start of this, but there's that. And then on October 15th of 2022, he went on a podcast, and he said that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. And here's the clip.
Watch the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said, they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who do you think he reminded me of?
Virgil.
He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right?
So yeah, not just gonna ask straight up, but do we believe George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose?
I have no idea.
It's perfectly fine to say that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But it could go both ways in my opinion, but I personally don't think it...
I'm sort of in the same boat. I'm not here to give my
I don't
opinion.
know. I don't think Candace Owens is a very good source. I will say that much.
I can agree on that.
Do you think it was right for Kanye to say that he believed George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose? Especially given the turbulent 2020 with the riots and everything?
I know what Dr. Peterson and a guy he happened to interview, whose conversation happened to veer towards Kanye around this point in time, had to say on the matter, but I do not personally have an opinion.
That's perfectly fine.
I care much more about the things that happened after George Floyd died than the incident itself.
I think we are all in agreement with that, so I think we shall move on to the next thing. I just wanted to point out another thing that Kanye said that got him in trouble before we get to the real bad stuff. So then he went on a Piers Morgan interview. Do we know who Piers Morgan is?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
He's a British commentator, kind of not really well respected for being an interviewer, but we'll just watch some funny moments. We're not going to watch the entire 1 hour, 40-minute interview, but Kanye says some funny stuff here that I wanted to show you guys. We'll all get a good laugh. You know, we've been talking about some pretty messed up stuff, so I think we should get a laugh.
Who do you think are the biggest vow white racist? The media.
You think the media is racist?
What? Please, next question. Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
So there's that one, and then I want to show you my personal favorite one from this. Hopefully it's in here. Oh, he doesn't have the one. There's one clip. He just says this for on a
obvious go-to. Biden doesn't listen to Elon Musk. The president of the United States does not have meetings with Elon Musk. That is fucking, hey, here, come get me. That's fucking retarded.
You know, he's just this is one of my personal favorite ones. The Jewish one's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's a little concerning. But yeah, that is
not
interview.
a good road to walk.
Yeah. Kanye actually walked out on this interview, I'm pretty sure, at one point.
What the hell was Kanye doing?
That's a great question, Carson. We're going to move on a little bit more. November 22nd, 2022, Kanye has a dinner with Donald Trump, and he invites Nicholas Fuentes. Now, gentlemen, do we know who Nick Fuentes is?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so we're all in agreement that this gay Mexican has no right to be... And I'm not calling him gay as an insult. Like, he genuinely is gay. There is a clip of him out there when he ends stream. There's just gay porn being blasted because he forgot to end stream properly, and people are like, what the fuck are you doing? So, like, there's no doubt in my mind he's a homosexual. Nothing wrong with that. I just find it funny for how much of, like, a right-wing nutjob he is. He's also... And how much he bashes discriminized people. He himself is also a marginalized person. I find that funny.
I thought it was a clip. Yeah.
You know, so having this retard, for lack of a better word. I mean, I'm sorry, but, like, why do you invite this nutjob? This guy's a clown. He's funny, but you shouldn't take him seriously. Like, why do you invite him to your dinner?
Because you're busy making bad choices.
I guess so, but yeah, so that happened.
So.
Now, this won't be the last time Nick Fuentes comes up. I want to preface that. Because, right here, gentlemen, this is the Hail Mary moment. This is where we're going off the deep end. We're going to be talking about the InfoWars now.
Oh, that one.
Hey, it's a bulletproof face mask.
I want to ask if we know.
It's the image that Mental Outlaw had.
I see good things about Hitler also. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Oh, no.
How about that one? They want to separate and confuse the Christians and make us afraid to stand next to each other. A Christian.
So yeah, there was that.
Yeah.
That road leads to nothing but pain.
Yeah, this was the moment where, like, everything started going wrong for Kanye. I do want to find one kind of funny clip from this. He brings out Netanyahu to help illustrate a point. Are you guys ready for this?
Sure.
I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are going to have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us.
I mean, I'm in the twilight zone right now.
Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice was going to sound like that, Netanyahu.
Like, even Alex Jones is confused. Like, yo, what's this guy on?
Yeah, so he brings in Netanyahu. Netanyahu. I find that very funny. That is a comedy gold clip, personally. Was he meaning to be anti-Semitic? I have no idea. I do want to point out that you could audibly hear him, like, laughing to himself, realizing how ridiculous this is. So that also brings into the question if he's actually manic during this or if he's completely sane. What do we think, gentlemen?
A sane human being does not walk into that room and certainly does not bring those objects with the intent to do that.
I agree. A sane human being wouldn't wear, like, a mask into an interview like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's also funny how Kanye is one of the only few people that I've seen make Alex Jones uncomfortable. That's honestly an impressive achievement. There's another clip I like. They were talking about cars, and he's like, "I love the German cars. They're I always contrast them." And Alex is like, "I prefer the Japanese cars." You know what else the Germans preferred? It was very bad. Let's just say, everything started going bad. He started losing brand deals. Everyone was distancing themselves. He was getting banned off social media.
Yeah, I could see why.
Yeah, like
It feels deserved.
the Nazism and the anti-Semitism.
Maybe you don't walk that road.
Well, then we can see him the next day rocking a swastika chain with the Star of David in it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Why not, I guess, from Kanye.
Oh my god. I don't care. You know what? Kanye probably needs to be on this fucking pill. Oh, it's for dieting.
Weight loss.
It's not schizo pill. But yeah, no, he just decided, you know what? I'm gonna rock this, this little, you can see him opening up Photoshop. He's rocking.
He made this thing.
A Star of David with a swastika in it.
Doesn't even make sense.
Does it have to
As
make
a wise
sense?
Philip Shelton once said, "That doesn't make any sense."
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to a bipolar schizophrenic. Nothing makes sense.
I'll just have 36k likes on this.
Well, I mean, look at the fucking retweets and the comments.
I guess so, but I guess, it's got a lot of traction.
The universal rule for a website or social media that doesn't have dislikes is if it has more comments, most people are probably going to hate it.
True.
And then not really that much, everything was kind of happening. It's just like, oh, Kanye's losing business deals, he kind of lays low a little bit, still makes like some anti-Semitic-ish remarks. He kind of lays low. And then it kind of pops back up on August 28th, 2023. I just have Kanye gets crazy brain in public from his new wife, Bianca. Here's the aftermath, as you can see.
What the hell?
They're in Italy, and I'm pretty sure they get banned from one of the transportation companies for doing this. Why?
I heard about this.
Yeah, I don't know why they did this in public. I guess just to do it.
They seem like they're missing some articles of clothing.
Well, Bianca more so. Kanye is definitely. Well, also Bianca just has a tendency of not having clothes on a lot of the times.
That is true.
Just look at the Vultures cover and any like public outings that they had during 2024 and 2025. So, and then here's this one. This is an accusation. I don't know if this is necessarily true, but I find this hilarious and fucked up. Someone accused Kanye of forcing a Jewish employee to kiss a picture of Hitler every day.
I would say surely he's not crazy enough to do that.
But then again,
But
if it's for every other person, I'll be like, that's probably not true. But it's Kanye, so
there might
be some truth. I won't completely dismiss it.
Yeah. So then, November 17th, 2023, the Vultures track was being debuted. Carson has his thoughts on Vultures as an album, but there's one line on the track that raised a lot of eyebrows. Quote, "How can I be anti-Semitic? I just fucked a Jewish bitch," Kanye says. A lot of people weren't really happy with that line. It's sort of like the...
Or that album.
Burn that album? Is that what you said, Carson?
I said, or that album, but you know what? Your statement is also correct. That album should be burned.
Yeah, it's like, this is the equivalent of the "I'm not racist, I have black friends" argument. Like, okay, Kanye, it's cool that you fucked up a Jewish girl, but you still think Hitler has something of value. Like, what do you mean? You can't just say that. Then December 12th, Kanye wears a black KKK outfit to a Vultures listening party. And as we can see right here, here's Kanye with his black Klansman hood. That's his daughter, North, by the way, just next to him.
Why? Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna even say why. I'll say okay.
That's probably bad.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, my dad. Why are you wearing this hood? It makes me feel evil. My name is Rita. He does say something similar to that later, but yeah, a lot of people aren't. Again, why are you wearing a black Klansman hoodie? Yay. Again, I would like to also mention there weren't some signs, by the way, guys. There weren't any signs. There weren't any signs of Kanye doing this, by the way.
No.
Don't look at this date. Don't look at what's happening on the screen.
Especially the title, scan SKKKN.
That's all I'm gonna say. I still love Yeezus, but during this time it was kind of hard to love Yeezus. That's all I'm gonna say. So then on the day after Christmas, Kanye apologizes for the Jewish community the first time, and then here is his apology in Yiddish. I believe is that the Jewish language? Or I mean, maybe Hebrew, but he apologizes first time. People are kind of iffy, but then life goes on. Now we're gonna break up for some funny stuff. All right. So in 2024, Kanye spent some money on a Super Bowl ad to only play in Chicago, and here is the ad that he played. Mind you, Super Bowl ads cost a pretty good chunk of change. So let's hope let's hope that he spent all of his money on a good ass ad.
Hey y'all, this Yay, and this is my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is, I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
Like, that's kind of funny.
I mean, it was pretty fucking funny when I first saw that. That was pretty. It was a good break, you know. We needed a good reliever for Kanye. You know, just like, I got some shoes. That's it.
That's it. No Hitler, no anti-Semitism. You know, just Kanye being Kanye.
He's just being
in a good way.
He's just silly.
He's still a man.
He spent like, I'm pretty sure an average Super Bowl ad goes for like $3 million, even for like that long, for 30 seconds. That's $3 million right there. That's later. Shh. February 9th, Vultures drops. I only say this is controversial because this album fucking blows massive chunks.
Burn it in a great fire.
I agree. And then April 24th, Kanye says that Yeezy porn is coming. So here's the ad.
Go to Yeezy.com.
This was an actual ad on his channel, by the way. Telling people that Yeezy porn is coming. Oh boy. Now, Kanye has had a interesting relationship with pornography. He has stated many of times that he's had like porn addictions and like how it sort of destroyed him sexually and mentally. So to have him do this is quite disturbing. You know, kind of odd. A very, very bad path to be going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, sometimes whenever everything's going wrong, you just get mad at God, get mad at the world, and just start digging a hole.
Yeah. I think this hole is...
Done that.
Yeah, but eventually you'll try to climb out that hole. Unfortunately for Kanye, that hole is going to the center of the earth because it's just going to get a lot worse from here. So, the next big thing, June 2024, Donda Academy closes. Not really that much of noteworthy. You know, you start the school, only lasts 4 years. What the heck? August 3rd, 2024, Vultures 2 drops. And we've all know the AI usage. It's basically confirmed at this point. That's on the album.
Oh, no. Anyway, I think that's not a very big deal compared to...
everything else.
Yes, but again, I think people were also still trying to sort of separate the art from the artist at this point. Later, it gets impossible, but at this point, you know, there was some Vultures 1 defenders, but I feel like at this point, the Vultures 2 crowd was like, yeah, this is just trash. It also reflects in like how much memes and like schizo shit was happening after that. If you guys remember the Aldi edits, the penthouse, the peanut butter, the cock,
Honestly,
the popcorn.
I wish the AI were the worst problem that album had.
I mean, yeah, but it's just not like for an artist. Again, we've had this whole song and dance for an artist like Ye to resort to being this lazy AI trash. It's kind of disappointing. And speaking of AI trash, on November 27th, 2024. The music video for Carson's favorite Kanye song, Bomb, drops, and it's fully AI. So...
Oh, dang.
I don't want to...
No, please. No, please. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
We're going to just mute it, okay? We'll just mute it. But we can give, like, a little commentary. So, this is fully AI, by the way. You know, I don't know the ethics of putting your daughter in the AI.
Yeah,
you know?
but...
Your underage daughter, mind you. Especially with the problems that AI has had. It's pretty bad. Also, wait, I should also mention, this is Miles. So actually, this is a different performance than what we heard on the actual song. So Carson, can we please listen to Miles' part, and then I'll mute the rest of the video.
Okay, but I'll be buying some rope after this.
All right, so I will hold a funeral service for Carson, but for now, we're going to listen to Miles' part on Bomb. Or to Carson, please tell me you're not hanging.
Think about killing myself all the time.
But you love yourself.
I love myself way more than I love this song.
That's fair.
That's a positive.
What about you, Brian? What did you think of that verse?
I'd rather not hear that again.
That's fair. Again, I'm sort of lighthearted on it. Miles is more of a joke rapper. You just look up any of his songs and they're just like purposely bad.
Okay, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense.
You know, it was kind of funny.
I'm still questioning what he prompted into like his AI generators to make that video. Like,
well, we still have to watch the video, obviously, but
that is true. I was like, is it like have a Cybertruck with my daughter in it with like giant wheels and some like puppet looking monkeys with like sunglasses chasing them down? Like, oh,
I mean, you're probably just explaining the prompt right now. And it's just like,
Yeah. He used my prompt word.
Yeah, I don't get why he did this.
Yeah.
What about you, Carson? What do you think about this video?
I'm disturbed and frightened and wish it would go away.
Well, boy, do I tell you that the AI has only gotten better. Also, yeah, look, he just has his fucking actual, like, 3-year-old, 5-year-old daughter just AI'd in. Again, the ethics of that are fucking, what do you think? What are you doing, man? Why? Why are you doing this? It's just not good. You know Miles carried. But yeah, it's pretty bad. And unfortunately, we're going to have to watch another AI video. On January 9th, 2025, the 5:30 music video drops.
Is this not bomb?
It's
At
not
least
bomb.
it's not bomb.
Yeah, but then again, it's also another AI video that doesn't make any sense, and it's for a song that also was ruined by AI. I guess we can just... It's just kind of like, what do we... It's like, it's just puppets, but look at how uncanny they are, and like, they don't work correctly, you know what I mean? As puppets.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand like what it has to do with the song, though, you know what I mean? All he did was like ask an AI prompt to like make like a 1930s or 40s style video with like puppets, you know? Like what song, what does this have to do with like about losing a soulmate and like falling out of love, you know what I mean? Like looking at this, like what does this convey to the audience?
I don't know.
Again, it's just like
Eeriness, creepiness.
I mean, yeah, it's creepy, but at the same time, that's not the point of the song. The song's supposed to be like tearful and like heartfelt, but this is like, I'm fucking terrified for my life. Like, what am I looking at? Like, this is scary.
This is gonna be my nightmares tonight, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck are we doing? So this is actually the worst part right here.
I think I remember this part.
I just have this as Twitter moment. During this time, Kanye kind of went hog wild on Twitter, just posting anything and everything. I'm half tempted to do this all at once. Do we want to do it, gentlemen? Or do we want to save this for later?
Yeah, sure, let's rip off the Band-Aid.
All right.
Sure.
So as we see, we have this...
Oh!
We have this... getting this onto my computer was also a fucking nightmare. So we have this called Kanye's Evil Ass Tweets. This is everything that I could manage to document. There's probably more. I should also mention, to preface this, by stating outright for any future employers that I do not support nor agree with anything that Kanye West is saying. The words that
Neither do I.
The words
Me too.
the words that I'm about to say are merely the words of another man going through a manic episode. I do not agree nor support these ideas, and I'm only doing this for the sake of history and documentation. But with that, let's get started with this fucking 150-page or photos that I took.
This is just super long. Oh my goodness.
So first off, we have fucking retards. All right.
Okay.
Next one. Whoever after Puff, we gotta find out exactly who they are. Okay, cool. Play off the grid. I'm a Nazi.
I guess straight to the point.
And then we have this photo, which is also a really ironic photo of Kanye during his youth. So here's this old, here's this tweet I didn't even manage. I used to be woke too. Say no to Nazism.
Again, what happened to him?
What happened? That is a great question, Brian.
That's not what the word woke means.
Depending on how you interpret it, it used to mean like black people were aware of the social injustices that they were facing. Then it meant like just anything that was like liberal and like progressive. Who knows what he means by it? I think the image speaks more than what Kanye is trying to say in this tweet. Personally, I just found that funny. Well, not this part. The Nazi part's bad. This and the irony.
Yeah.
I will preface that. I will say nothing bad or against China. They always showed me love when Americans turned their backs on me because of a red hat or a t-shirt. I get money with China. I love China. God had my mom bring me there when I was 10 for a reason. That fact's actually true. He did spend a good amount of time in China. Kanye's China arc begins. You think Xi Jinping would fuck with Yeezus?
Great question. Would he?
I don't know. I feel like if I went up to him and presented him the Yeezus CD, he'd be like, I'm gonna chop your head off now. Minus 50 credit score. I'm sending you to a concentration camp. I mean, they still do have concentration camps. I definitely know. All you broke ass fellas, bitches, honkies, Jews, it's whatever.
This post may violate X rules on against hate kind of mate. Just maybe.
Get used to
One
this.
time, they were ever right in doing that.
Get used to seeing this. This is gonna pop up a lot more. This from the fella with the pink polo to all you zesty ass rap fellas that ever came out of your mouth sideways. I'm the Don, yay over everything and everyone. Go to your day job and talk shit about me, but always remember, you're broke and you have a boss and you have to suck your boss's dick for a living.
It's again one of the few times that Visibility Limited was ever correct to do.
I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids.
That's insane.
What?
I can't. I forgot about this tweet. This is one of my favorite ones. It's just, what the fuck are you saying?
Oh.
3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs.
Even if he did, which is pretty bad, like, why would he even say that?
I don't know. Again, I should also mention, look at the time frame from this. This is like minutes apart and he's just saying all this.
If I'm VM, dang.
I don't listen to rap. I don't know who the fuck is rapping anymore. You know Miles is like my favorite artist. I'm a 47-year-old billionaire. Why the fuck would I listen to rap? There's no one piece of information in rap that benefits my agendas or helps me get money.
Indeed, Kanye doesn't know who's rapping anymore because he sure wasn't.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good morning, retards. And we have the Peak album.
Indeed.
I love gay people. All my gay friends know that but y'all ain't finna take that word zesty from me. Laughing crying emoji. The Jews wrote Martin Luther King's speech. Happy Black History Month.
What is it?
This one's fucking crazy. Fat bitches are sex offenders. I see them and I'm sexually offended. Making laundry for fat bitches is like giving knives to little kids. They're gonna hurt somebody. If you find yourself in a fat bitch pussy, just remember, it's because you're broke. I mean, yeah. Do you think fat bitches are sex offenders?
I say I like the second reply.
What happened about the...
Yeah.
Yeah, he might need it.
You bitches were not raped. Pardon me. Let me put this in yay all caps. You Me Too bitches did not get raped. You extorted fellas. Fellas means men. Bitches means bitches. And then this one, I don't mind the Dante. This one was really... Don't mind him yet. I'll get to Dante in a little bit. See, he just says, fuck Virgil. Now this one was really bad for a lot of people. Particularly because Kanye and this Virgil that we're referring to is a fashion designer named Virgil who had passed away, I believe 2 years ago. 2 to 3 years ago. And he had meant a lot to Kanye. Not only just as like a fashion designer, but also as a musician. Carson, if you remember some of the lyrics from Violent Crimes, the line flew to Paris for a hug, that was referencing to Virgil himself. And even most famously, there was a recording of Kanye breaking down after saying that lyric. And even on Donda 2, the Louis bag song. I hadn't bought Louis bags since Virgil passed. You know, it just, well, I mean, this is just for context's sake. Virgil meant a lot to Kanye. So to see him basically just say, fuck you, Virgil, hurt a lot of people's feelings. You know, like, damn, he really is going crazy. And then we have this reply.
I think I read about this on accident.
And then we have this reply.
I was reading about Kids See Ghosts, and apparently this is why Kanye and Kid Cudi don't perform together anymore.
Yeah, the Virgil line really, really soured their relationship. Yeah, and then we have Dante saying this. Which, I mean, it's kind of funny, but if you actually play any of the DMC games, you know, he doesn't hate Virgil at all. All rapers want my spot.
Oh, I misread that.
That's a typo.
Yeah, I think it's all rap, bro. Like, that makes sense. So it's not too bad to know, like, oh, wait, what?
There's one P.
Yeah, like, first normal Kanye tweet? Oh, never mind.
No musician has done what I've done since Wagner. Hail Hitler. No musician is doing what I'm doing or will be able to do what I'm about to do. Why? First of all, fellas is broke and ran by, say it with me now, the Jews. Second of all, I'm just better than everyone by light years, immeasurably better than everyone. Fellas don't make that fresh out of the box Super Nintendo. Fellas shit not exciting unless they copying my whole shit. Fellas is boring. Fellas always say the same shit. Fellas is pussy and would never get on Spotify. I know it's some zesty ass fellas thinking, when I see that fella, but on another note, any bitch can get mad at you and claim rape. Then you're publicly guilty for the rest of your life, or until they get taken down your helicopter in Calabasas where superheroes go to die. What do you think about this?
What the fuck?
If you want to know what he's referencing by the helicopter going down in Calabasas, that's what happened to Kobe Bryant in 2020. He had a helicopter crash, and Kobe Bryant was also in a sex scandal in 2003 where he was accused of raping a 16-year-old when he was 21, I believe. I think he was found not guilty on the charges, but it's still up for debate if he actually did or didn't do it. So, you know, to say that, it's kind of crazy. Then again, we've only been seeing crazy stuff from Kanye. Whoa, schizophrenic black. Whoa, racist. I forgot to say retard.
I don't think you did.
That was retarded of me. I don't know what this is. Kanye off the rocker, Kanye made the Fockers, Kanye lived the X, Kanye loved the XXX, Kanye BBW.
That's some doof NFT profile picture. I don't know how relevant is.
I miss Saudi Arabia. MBS is the greatest man I've ever met. Nobody finna play with that man. This is my hero, a god on earth. So Kanye has simped for China and Saudi Arabia. Who else do you think he's simping for? Any fella don't like Trump is a zesty. Do you agree with that statement?
Not quite.
I love being a fella and saying the word Hitler out loud. It's worth all the billions in the world. Hail Elon. And then Elon giving his Roman salute, as you can see.
Yes.
Yeah, heart goes out to all.
What schools are better? German schools or Jewish schools? And then we have the comedy of Hitler being brought back to life. Hail Hitler, my Führer, the really truest truth about Adolf Hitler. I don't even know how he's finding this stuff.
Why is he on a call too?
I don't know. I had this really reply earlier. One of my supporters said, Ben Shapiro is gay. I responded, Ben Shapiro is not gay, because gay Jews run the media. If Ben Shapiro was gay, you wouldn't know who he was. Head being hiding in a New York rat tunnel somewhere.
Hey, don't rag on my man. I like Ben.
Let's say, hypothetically, you were a bad girl. Okay. I hate the term the black vote. I never hear the white vote or the Jew vote. He has a point. Only for the black vote part. The white and the Jew vote, yeah, no, that's stupid, Kanye. I'd like to thank the Jews for porn. And I'm not being sarcastic. I love porn. A lot. Again, feel free to, like, comment and, like, tell me to stop. Because I know it seems like I'm going fast, but there's a lot to go through.
Okay.
This is sexual harassment to me. And then what is bro doing?
You just hug?
Well, I think, like, the hand placement's, like, throwing them off.
Oh.
Any black person offended by a swastika is a programmed slave.
I don't know about that.
Okay, this is where it gets bad. You have to truly be in love to get to the point of risking everything. The love hoodie available now. I have not come/came in over 48 hours. Look at my clarity. Pussy is a dick distraction. That's a good line. But do we?
Yeah, that's a good line.
Do we know what this image is?
I do not.
So during this time, P. Diddy was being on trial for domestic abuse and the whole sex trafficking stuff. And this was CCTV footage of him viciously beating his then girlfriend Cassie in a hotel. And this is one of the frames where she's like trying to get her belongings after getting pummeled by P. Diddy right here. And I don't know why Kanye's saying that this is true love right here.
It's not good.
Yeah, I don't know why. And this is just straight up a link to Pornhub. I don't know why he was posting this. He's just posting porn on public.
No.
Men who work for Jews get castrated by Jews because the Jewish men are castrated by their wives. Hurt people hurt people. I wish I had the relation with my kids that Puff has with his kids. Real friends let friends drive drunk. That I can absolutely... You know what? No. I do not agree with that. Do not drunk and drive. It's bad. I will keep my word. I do not agree with Kanye. I do not support these thoughts.
Yeah, this is...
My last tweet...
This is not good. This is why I stay the hell off Twitter.
My last Twitter rampage was 90% Jew-proof. What does it mean to be Jew-proof? Well, 2 years ago, I tweeted DEFCON 3 on the Jews. I'm sure no one remembers that. Laughing sweaty emoji. And
like, just all caps.
Well, yeah, he has to make sure he gets his point across. And a few specific Jews, not the entire race for crying out loud, but a few specific Jews came together and did everything they could to destroy me, not playing victim, just refreshing everyone's memory. This time, I pushed every cancelable idea possible. I pushed every button I could. I taunted CBS to see if they would take my Super Bowl commercial down after they saw all my politically incorrect tweets. I've had my swastika t-shirt idea for over 8 years. It was so intriguing to me that a symbol had so much programming in it. I remember going to Japan and gasping when I saw what is known as the swastika on clothing. It felt like illegal to even look at it. That's how I had been programmed. I then found out that the swastika had many different meanings and many different names.
I think I was talking about the Buddhist symbol, but yeah.
Yes. I should also mention, I guess we can also take a little break. What he's referencing to is this little... When he's talking about CBS taking down his Super Bowl ad, this was the ad he was talking about. Carson, you probably know what this is.
So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to Yeezy.com.
So yeah, that was also a really funny ad to see. What was not funny was going to the website and seeing swastika t-shirts for sale. As you can see, there just is a swastika. There's many more other Nazi-related imagery. I remember being at Chuck's house, watching the Super Bowl, and I saw that ad, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. And then I went to the website and I'm like, oh god, I literally screamed out like, he's selling Nazi merch. And we all started laughing in like fear. It was not a fun time. What do you think about that?
Commercial was so funny. Link, not quite so funny.
Yeah. Do any of you gentlemen want to read some of these tweets, or do you want me to just keep reading them?
I think you should keep reading them.
Alright, I'll keep incriminating myself. If a hermaphrodite only dates women, that's a hermaphrodite. You telling me if you were a hermaphrodite, you wouldn't stick your dick in your own pussy? Truly, one of the most influential minds of a generation.
Looked around again.
After further reflection, I've come to the realization that I'm not a Nazi. See, this is actually where Kanye starts to realize his mistakes.
And it's not in all caps, so you know.
I see past all this. I always remember these fellas have jobs. Go find a boss, not an employee, to speak up, and even with them, I'll show how they serve their masters, who are the people who invest in their own companies. Black people don't control the black dollar. When you don't have money, you don't solely have power. The only way to have any power when you don't solely have money is to work as a group. So no one fella working on a TV station or podcast can move me left or right. Go get fellas to take time out of their day and march against me, or shut the fuck up, you broke ass internet gangsters. Suck my big black gamer cock. And I just made $17 million in 17 minutes ago, and I made graduation.
He made graduation.
He did make graduation. I think at this time we were running out of he made graduation sayings, and that was pretty bad.
Also,
if I tried going to a Nazi
takes
meeting,
issue with people saying the black vote, but the black dollar.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you remember a couple from 2 tweets ago, he said he's no longer a Nazi. If I tried going to a Nazi meeting, this would be happening. Are we familiar with the Clayton Bigsby skit? No. So it's a Dave Chappelle skit where they interview a racist in the South, only to find out that he's actually black, and he's blind, and he doesn't know that he's black. And they go through like the South trying to go to a meeting because he's like a really well-respected figure in the racist community, I guess you could say. And, you know, throughout that time, they're like, he's getting racially profiled, like, oh, you gamer, you know, get out of here, boy. And the joke is, like, Clayton doesn't know they're targeting towards him, and the racists are just like, what is he saying? Why is he saying this? I'm sort of ruining the joke, but this is a really funny sketch. It culminates in, like, him revealing that he is indeed black to a bunch of racists, and, like, everyone just loses their minds. It's a pretty funny sketch. I don't have the original tweet to this, but I find this was really funny. Bro is gooning to Lizzo pics, and then Ye's reposted it. What do we think? Is Ye gooning right now? I
mean, he could.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
He did say he loves porn.
He sure did.
Product coming in crispy.
I don't know what happened 10 minutes ago when he said he wasn't a Nazi. Looks like...
If you pay it... I can't with these puns. If you pay a trainee a prostitute, is that a transaction? Like, I can't with these fucking puns, dude. Pardon me, I just heard you can't say the word dyke. Dyke, 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 dyke. Puff Daddy, my hero. This man really was having his way. That one's just really fucked up.
Yeah.
Killing people in real time in 2025, and they rapping about, is it worse than being a racist? I'm not a killer. I'm a full-blown motherfucking racist. Next album is gonna have an anti-Semitic sound. My new sound called Anti-Semitic. Dave Blunt's got a song that say Ladyboy on it, and Rolling Loud told him he can't perform it, but he can perform everything that's talking about guns. Thinking emoji. As a black man, becoming an actual Nazi is definitely my most unbelievable accomplishment to date, for you laughing crying emojis. Knowing Shakespeare is a superpower. Let's do some Houdini shit. Bully is by far the best music ever made. It's so good, I will perform it at the Grammys and Super Bowl wearing my swastika t-shirt.
Oh no.
See, this is where I was saying that if Kanye ever did get a Super Bowl performance, it would either be the best Super Bowl or the worst Super Bowl. And at this point, I was saying this would be the worst Super Bowl ever made. I hate when people apologize.
The opposite of what I thought Bully was.
Yeah. I mean, Bully had a crazy transformation. I hate when people apologize and use the word if. I apologize if I made you feel this way. This is not an apology, and I know it's gonna sound even more racist, but some of my favorite employees are Jewish. Dave Blunt is my favorite rapper. His raps give me the energy of my tweets. Cardi, my favorite musician. You know what I love about midgets? Thinking emoji. Keep this name in mind, Dave Blunt's. He'll come up later. Here's this tweet with Dave Blunt's. About to listen. Do you mind if I connect you and my trainer? We need you to stay alive. Let's do it. Thank you, Ye. So this is Ye talking to Dave Blunt's. You know, he's showing love. And if you're wondering why he needs a trainer, Dave Blunt's is a very big rapper. Not in the sense that he's popular. I will just show you a picture of him real quickly. This motherfucker's fat.
A very big rapper.
Yeah, he's
big.
Here's him performing with oxygen on a couch. Like, this motherfucker is bad as hell.
He is a bit rotund.
I mean, here he is working in a hospital bed. I don't know how he's alive. But yeah, at this point, Kanye was very obsessed with Dave Blunt's. I don't know what he saw. I mean, he was just kind of... Dave Blunt's is funny, but, like, you don't need to be working with this guy, Kanye. When R. Kelly get out of jail, his first album got to be called I'm Pissed. See, like, Kanye's a really funny guy. He just uses it in the worst way to tell his comedy. Do you understand this joke, Carson?
No, I don't.
So, R. Kelly infamously was known for peeing on women.
Ooh.
Yeah. I agree with everything Andrew Tate has ever said.
It's not a distinct thing, yeah.
Yeah, again, I did not say that. As you can tell by what's on the computer screen right now, Kanye West said that, not me. Headquarters, and it's just the N-word. And then we have headquarters, swastikas. I don't know, what fits more, this or this? What do we think, gentlemen?
I think he's making bad choices.
Yeah.
That's true. Bad choice or bad choice?
The Hooligans, opening casting call. Ye's putting together a Hooligans choir to give the sound of the Vultures' #1 song, Carnival. All male, no fat people. The skin complexion of Sean Combs and darker.
What?
I don't know. It's like I have to laugh at it because it's like it's so absurd that I don't even find it offensive. You know what I mean? Like this is just.
I know some hooligans, but I don't think we have the skin complexion of Sean Combs.
We do not have the skin complexion. We do have the fatness, so they couldn't be bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we might not be eligible.
Oh shit, this is
a
part. Sorry. Oh god, that gets much worse. Sorry. With shaved heads, or must be willing to shave head if approved, must be comfortable wearing swastikas. We are accepting members from all over the globe, but the base will be Los Angeles. Casting is at, and then an address, 413 Beverly Boulevard, March 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fucking email address. So this will also come back, by the way. When you more racist than racist.
That's Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, also, do you see what his? I didn't get to play the video, but he's wearing a swastika chain here. That's just a swastika.
Not surprised.
So Kim got the name and likeness over my black children, so a white woman has control over the name and likeness of my black children, and then speaks to Cardi about putting my daughter on a song with him? These dumbass celebrities be trying to play with me in my face. Fuck Jim Jones. How every fella you know hit a girl but everybody's so mad at Puff. So Cassie ain't extort Puff? Cassie came to Puff and said, give me 30 million or I'm gonna release a tell-all book. That's look like extortion to me. I love Rocky. I love Kodak. Rappers, just like Jews, as a whole, they be doing bitch shit. But there's a few I still fuck with. Rocky never did no zesty shit. I thought about killing myself at least once a month ever since my mama was killed in her surgery. I always blamed myself. I felt like I never made it, my mom would still be alive. People ask if I'm okay. See, this is where you sort of see like a little self-reflection come out.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes away.
Okay.
What'd you say, Carson?
I don't think he's okay.
Yeah, no, he's not. This past 5 weeks have been the first time I haven't wanted to kill myself since my mama died. A lot of people have things they want to say, but are scared of being canceled. In a weird way, I speak for them. Even when I say things that should be offensive to them, I speak for everyone just by speaking. I would never hit a girl in the nose, especially if I just paid for it. Crazy thing. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Palestine. I got my own rich fella issues right here in LA. I would never use Palestine to make a point about the Jews. I love Jews. Like, how you love a bitch? Jews do Jew shit. Bitches do bitch shit. I intentionally never smashed Iggy because of Cardi. Oh, and Rocky. Oh, and Pusha. Oh, and Tyga. Oh, and French. Oh, and you get the picture. Again, am I going too fast, gentlemen? Do we understand? Black skinhead. I just got diagnosed with Twitter Tourette's.
What?
What do we think? I'm gonna keep it light with Drake. You know what it is, and what it always been with all these you can skim through bars. Drake a zesty, been a zesty, always will be a zesty. After listening to Cardi's album, I'm gonna say something I never thought I would say. Future's washed.
Well, Kanye, correct about one thing.
Future's washed.
Cardi does kind of suck.
Oh, I hate to give this zesty credit, but favorite line of the battle last year is when the zesty said, "You rap like you trying to free the slaves." Laughing crying emoji. He does. Kendrick sound like a rapist. Nobody has ever listened to Kendrick or knows any of his songs. If I live another week, all you fellas pussy. Fellow, this Yadolf speaking, I don't work for the Jews. Kendrick was the industry puppet then they was done with him. I actually kind of like Kendrick's Halftim's show, sorry. But me or Trav or Zesty, aka Drake, deserve a Super Bowl before Kendrick. Do we agree with? Do we think Kanye?
I mean, I don't know about all Kanye's conspiracy stuff here, but Kendrick Lamar does sound like a lizard whenever he raps. This is simply a fact.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar too, so.
I don't personally have an issue with Kendrick. In parentheses, I probably will now. But he is a pawn to take down Zesty, aka Drake, because these record labels don't want a big artist because the smaller artists are easier to control and replace. Where Cardi B gonna be in 10 years from now? They used her. After 10 years in jail, I ain't saying them fella be gay. I'm just saying their sex is gay. I like when a bitch got a high body count actually. Cuck behavior. No slut shaming, I tweet everything I think.
We can tell that he does tweet everything he thinks.
And I tried to have Zesty, aka Drake, out soon as he got to Australia just for the culture. Like, how's Zesty gonna go to Australia and make it seem like we dress like that in North America? All Drake's friends, aka extorters, aka broadcasts, talentless fellas, is yes men to let that fella like that. I love everyone who works at the chat too. Thank you for being so kind to me and my wife. For all the gay people I know, I don't use the F word to be offensive. I understand that it's offensive sometimes, but I need you to understand that I'm not gonna stop using it. I'm invincible.
Insert title card.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not putting that in the video. I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down and Jerry Lorenzo's family down because there was a possibility of my Twitter being canceled, not because I'm a good person. I took it down
What?
I took it down like Down syndrome. Get it? Am I right? Am I right? Fuck the world. Real talk. Fuck everybody. Like, I don't know. Evil now. Y'all didn't make me this evil. This is my choice. Devil emoji. This is my soul. Bully film album not finished and half the vocals are AI. I'm recessing because I actually hate AI now. And I want to see what y'all fuck with. Is the link working for y'all? And this was when Bully was first being shown. It was kind of mid. What would you rather have? Vultures 3 or Donda 3? Donda 2 coming next.
No.
Unfortunately, Donda 2 did come next. Sometimes you gotta go dark. I was trying to keep it light-skinned. See, like, he just says stuff that's like, it's so stupid, it's funny. I gotta keep it light-skinned. Vaughn is a pawn-paid iDubbbz word who gets paid by the Jews. I don't even remember what he was replying to. I just saw that and I was like, whoa. I know Jay-Z driving around like, damn, I have to kill Kanye. I know it's gonna hurt Jay-Z to kill me, but somebody's gotta do it. Plus, I don't want the Jews getting credit for my murder. I also don't want Jay-Z to get in trouble for killing me. Maybe Drake's shooter top 5 can come kill me. As a reference to the theory that Drake killed a rapper named XXXTentacion. Fellas be knowing what they up to this whole time. Fella fuck Virgil. And then we have the Civil War.
Dang.
Do you want me to explain who's who?
Yeah.
Why is he on the same he on the same side as Diddy and Hitler?
Because he's been supporting. Have you not been paying attention to like the last 3
I was, but like,
tweets?
why?
It's like Civil War, like Marvel. So you have Captain America, who's Kanye. You have his like little goons. You got Puff Daddy, Adolf Hitler, and Dave Blunts. And on this side, you got Playboy Cardi. You got The Weeknd, Carson, and then some other fucker. Or this might be interchangeable, but you know he's fighting these people. The Kardashians are sex workers, and they sex traffic all the blackle children they strategically produce.
What the fuck?
Nobody sounds smarter than Indians with English accents. What's a better album title? Gamer Cock or White Rape? What do we think, gentlemen?
The first one.
You think Gamer Cock is better than White Rape?
Yeah.
I suppose so.
I suppose.
When you slow it down, you start to notice things. Is that right? Yo, I never noticed that. There were bombs in the world.
Now he's 9/11 conspiracy.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him at this point. I had to tell myself, yay, you're rich. Go ahead and sign up for blacked.com. This is also a porn addiction arc. Some women actually fantasize about getting raped. If I get kicked off of Twitter, I'm only gonna make more money. Why so many white bitches tell me I was the first piece of chocolate they had? Then I say, wait, you gotta taste the milky filling. Why does @black.com always cut before the cum shot? I don't know, Kanye.
I don't know.
If I ever late, just know black.com came out with some new content. Again, he prioritizes gooning. So this is another thing I didn't see people like trolling about Bully. That's like, oh guys, don't worry, Kanye was just gooning. That's why he hasn't dropped the album. Oh, I forgot. I could never be late. I don't work for anyone. My time is valuable. Yours isn't. Why blacked always cut before the cum shot? Okay, you win. I signed up. Them bitches better be taking a milk carton. Carson, you alive?
Unfortunately.
Are you at a loss for words?
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted.
This is why I didn't want to talk about any of this stuff, because it's just insane. I ain't gonna lie. I apologize to my gay friends for my Twitter, but not to the Jews and the bat bitches. I'm sorry, Jay-Z. I feel bad about my tweet, but I still feel I gave my life to this industry and thought so many people were my family. But when I needed family on some real shit, none of these rap fellas had my back. If you fat, use my tweets as motivation. Fat bitches hit the gym and imagine you get to fuck when you reach your ideal weight. My bitch got the best pussy. Trust me, I studied. I studied abroad, like I went to school overseas. Grab a bitch by a pussy. It's terrible. I need it to be like the 60s again, where you could hit everything raw. Fuck a condom, I'm a Mormon. Bitches be like, the money doesn't matter. That's cause you didn't make it. Don't leave me alone with your bitch unless you're trying to argue in the car. I was Hitler in one life, and Jesus in another. I'm gonna win this time around though. Why do I just need a purse when I'm the bag? I wish I would justify my actions to broke fellas. Broke fellas spend all their money to impress other broke nogas. I can say that. I'm gonna say that. Do we have any thoughts about the Hitler and Jesus line?
It's not good.
Yeah. I like now we're like halfway there finally.
Oh no, we're not. We still have so much more to go. I'm a TV show. Why I never asked Tyler to rap on my albums? Cause he can't rap. Damn, the CEO of Sega ain't hit me back. Is it something I said? Fella's greatest accomplishment in life? Be meeting me. What kind of party are we going to? Oh, just a Nazi party. Elon, can I get one of these cars with a swastika on it? Somebody vandalized your building with a swastika. Not gonna lie, it was me. I like to watch real life porn. I like to watch porn in real life. If I wasn't a rapper, I would have been a porn star / director / owner / rapper. Note to self. Don't grab female employees softly by the neck when you hug them, no matter how bad you want to. I used to fuck employees in my office. I like to watch. A bitch hurt my feelings. Again, this one's a little worrying.
Yeah.
Cuck. Change of heart. I love the paparazzi. They help me flex. They make girls become it girls just so they can sell and promote handbags. You can blame anything on they. Who do we think they is in this question, gentlemen?
The foggiest.
Me too.
Yeah, it's a little escaping my grasp. I have fucked up the pussy by telling people I was gonna hit before I hit. Only thing is I could still hit. I feel like I was having a stroke reading that. I kiss and tell. I'm proud of my discography. Feel free to Google. Or should I say, my dickscography. Kim Kardashian, my nanny. Why girlfriends wanted to fuck me, always told them not to fuck me. To my fellow whack 100, I love you. This waitress better have big titties. Actually, every liberal bitch wanna fuck, like bad. Every ignorant, misogynistic, racist, homophobic women beaten tweet just make them pussy wetter. You like that shit, you little bitch. Your fellow broke. Why does everyone want to put me in the hospital? It's just Twitter, you fucking morons. Just think about it. If you ain't got no ass, go get you one. I asked a bitch who they fucked while I fucked them. My favorite thing ever. One of the things that I do that bitches always hated. I'll turn a bad bitch into my therapist and make her console me about my actual bitch. I mean, like all night. Just know your wife either fucked or wants to fuck, yay. Now carry on. You ain't got no ass, go get one. I think they call those athletic BBLs. DEFCON 3 was the shot heard around the world. Damn, I miss those days. Okay, the next time you're on a flight and the plane lands, I need everybody to put on the water bottles in the aisle. Why when your phone be acting up, your friends turn to Apple geniuses and ask you, did you turn it on and off? Why always spell genius? Is that the word he's saying? I'm so used to hate that love feels weird. Like, what's the warm, tingly feeling? Pause. For all the fellas, don't forget to erase your erased messages before you see your girl. That double erase saves relationships. I lost my luggage and gotta wear the same clothes like poor person. If I was Hitler, I would make Benz the only car company. Okay, Benz and Porsche. If you don't drive a Benz or Porsche, walk. We're still alive, gentlemen. We still have a lot to go through.
I'm still trying to process all.
Put my dick in front of a broke bitch on a treadmill and see how fast she run. What's people's favorite cheating app? Thinking emoji. Like, when a girl that gets fucked by two guys in front of me, two guys, one cuck. So yes, this was also Kanye admitting to being into cuck fantasies, I guess. Bitches be retracting consent. Paying for pussy is not illegal if you tape it. I mean, is it? I don't know. Told Ray J we need to hit Kim from both sides for that Superstar Part 2. Did Beyonce ever let Jay get pussy? I mean, like, at least a couple times? Who are you gonna believe? Me or your eyes? I'd be a big time snitch. I ain't going to jail for nobody. I can't hold a cup of water. A water with a cup. Do you want me to explain this, Ray J? tweet?
Sure. I don't.
So, infamously, Kim Kardashian had a sex tape with the artist known as Ray J. That sort of helped spark her career as an entertainer. So to have Kanye say that about his then wife, it's kind of crazy. S. Devlin took credit for Vanessa's design on Yeezus. I hate Ease. Bring back Heidi Slimming. Bernard Arnault made Heidi do TikTok gamer graphics. Heidi made Carl Largenfield redesign his body to fit Dior. Only Tarantino writing can get close to my tweet level. No comment. He ain't rich enough for you to have. Got that from Justine LeBoy. I'm a big time perv. Send nudes. No way this could end well. Told her she looked perfect. Is that what he's saying? I broke.
I would say
yes.
I guess so. I broke my virginity. When people have cancer for a long time, they feel relieved when they finally die. I know they do.
That's insane to say.
What the fuck?
That's horrifying.
Oh god. Sometimes I think, wow, I have a rape allegation. Life is funny like that. Lauren Piscotti. At what point do you get mad at people that put you up to this? I'll show you an example of racism. Justin Bieber and Hailey Styles fucked Taylor Swift from both sides and didn't call me. Oh, I forgot. I can't hold water. On everything, this tweet is 1000% true. I know, Taylor. Like, how the fuck he know that? I'm mad I haven't fucked Taylor Swift yet. You gotta work smarter, not retarded. Retarder. Wait. Was that retarder? I need the whole office to come.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe if I sing about pedophilia, I can do the Super Bowl. Fuck everybody forever. Then he shows the Runaway music video. And here's the swastika chain I was talking about earlier. How I pull up to the restaurant on the most Jews here ever looking emoji. Not gonna lie, I'm happy when they see the chain. That's how they know it's really me. Goat with a picture of Adolf Hitler. I love me, nobody better. Fellas be saying they Prince or Michael. Fella, I'm Prince and Michael. And that's the Diamonds from Sierra Leone video. Two fellas with fake smiles. Obama and yay. It's not a hell of a run. It's a hell of a reign.
That's a hell of a life.
This is a hell of a life to live. Okay, I signed up for browsers and Black Pornhub should not be free, and all the actors and actresses should receive residuals like musicians do. I appreciate porn stars so much. When I get Yeezy porn, I'm going to change things to make us all more money and get more respect for the joy y'all bring to the world. Thank you to all the porn stars that kept me out of trouble and kept me from having kids early. I'm a nerd. I need y'all. Big love and acknowledgement from Yeezy. The only people Kanye appreciates are Hitler and porn stars, it seems.
That's probably bad.
Yeah. When a bitch get 100K in the account for no reason, they immediately twerk. You look like you deserve 100K for just looking good. Bad bitches should charge fellas just to look at them. Yay, that's called OnlyFans. Oh, I'm introducing a new feature to my tweets called Inner Monologue. I also find it funny that Kanye's also gotten a record where he's like, you know, I don't look at the OnlyFans models, I go to Reddit, I bootleg it. You know, even the richest black man in America does not pay for OnlyFans. He's just like me.
Just like you.
Everything else, everything else he's saying, no, I don't agree. He just admits to gooning illegal goons in the sense of piracy goons, you could say. Let me get your number, your account number. You are account number, actually. Sorry.
You are account number, yeah.
Bad bitches that cover up are forsaking God. So this pastor was fucking this trans, and when the congregation found out, he said, "What did the church say of man?" Oh my god, dude. My dick is too long for trans pussy. He started dating a trans woman and wondering, why y'all got so many things in common? Autistic fellas stay red pill. I used to be moderately poor. You know, like, live in the hood, but you could afford Jordans type shit. Funerals should be where fellas can talk as long as they want, but also fellas can leave when they want. The Jews, Jay-Z, and Drake, the only people that can afford to kill me. How much do you think it cost to kill Ye? How much did it cost to kill Ye? Somebody said 10 million. I'm like, fella, for $10 million, I'd kill myself. World War III by Ye has been taken down for lyrical site on Genius. The song was charting for searches before being made. Some more zesty-ass Jewish shit. Taking down lyrics where fellas is killing fellas 10. The songs I love off Dark Fantasy are Devil Lily Dress and Blame Game. The songs I love on Fellacock, now known as Yeezus, because Don C influenced me to change the name. On Sight, spelled wrong by the way, Hold My Liquor and Blood on the Leaves. Welcome to Ye's Twitter, where anybody and everybody will get it. If you ever said some dumb shit to me, yes, your day is coming. Having 10 security guards is actually kind of fun. I feel like Kanye West. It cost me $6 billion to be able to publicly talk shit out
Wait
the
a
Jews.
minute, wait a minute. What do you mean I feel like Kanye West? Isn't he already Kanye West?
Maybe he's evil, yay.
Alter ego.
That would explain a lot, actually.
These fellas getting doctor salaries and acting like patients. Wait, patents. Wait, patents? You know what I hate? When a fella send you a 30-minute YouTube video like this, like, watch this. Yeah, no. Okay, real talk, everyone's been through this. This is the only time Kanye's been realistic on Twitter during this entire monologue. I don't watch no fucking 30-minute YouTube video. My genre of music is called cuck. Think punk, prog rock, rap, electronic, Berlin school, and synthwave. I don't know what the fuck Berlin school is. Alright, so we'll take a break from here. So we have a track called World War III that he was teasing for this cuck album. We will now listen to the song that he teased called World War III. Well, that was World War III. We're gonna call it here, probably. We'll do this in 2 parts. But we'll end off with World War III. What do we think of that track?
What?
Yeah, that's fair. Before we discuss the lyrics, what do we think about the beat, though?
Solid beat.
I would agree.
Better than anything we saw in Vultures.
I would agree. I do think that this era this cuck era, you could even call it, had some pretty good beats. It's just that the lyrical content is absolutely horrid.
Feels like if I didn't know English, then I think it would be a decent song. Unfortunately, I do. So.
What do we think about those lyrics, though?
Why?
You some fellas that went to that island. Why the fuck would you go to that island? It's the only lyric that's like, okay, Kanye, you kind of make sense. All my fellas Nazis, reading Mein Kampf, 2 chapters before we go to sleep. That's
you know,
the how am I acting like Hitler, but when I'm a fucking gamer. That's also telling me to get off of Twitter. That's also pretty bad. But yeah, that was World War III. We're gonna take a quick break because we've been doing this for 3 fucking hours, and we'll pick back up with the rest of this goddamn tweets and bullshit.
Day 2.
Welcome back. Definitely day 2. We definitely didn't try this yesterday, and we didn't get anything because the shitternet. So before we start, I wanted to preface this by saying we did do a little amendum to a little bit of the history lesson. If we recall to 2018 with Lift Yourself, there was also another track called Ye vs. the People, starring T.I. as the People, and we listened to it. So let's give a quick little thoughts on that, gentlemen. What do we think of that track?
I was a little underdeveloped, but yeah, it was very interesting.
I also said this.
Yeah, I would have said it was an interesting idea to have a political discussion via a rap song. You know, you have the 2 different perspectives. It is a little bit underdeveloped, and like most modern political debates, neither side really came to an agreement, and no one's opinion was really changed. You know, so it's kind of a waste of time. But then again, that's just modern political debates in a nutshell.
True.
But it's an interesting idea for a rap song. You don't really see that too often. That was a little addendum, but now we gotta get back to the minds of Kanye tweets, so are we ready, gentlemen?
My soul yearns for the mines.
Alright, let us continue with the first one. Cuck is my whole style. It's my music. It's the way I dress. It's my attitude. Of course I'm punk. I'm the most punk fella living, but punk ain't punk enough to describe me. And punk got fellas that dress like Devo with cone heads and shit. My shit is sex, drugs, rock and roll, money, politics, homophobia, sexual harassment, and racism. I'm a walking lawsuit. I read more pornography than I read a Bible pages. I won't even read a paragraph unless it's a story about a bitch getting the shit fucked out of her. If you ain't talking about a bitch getting the shit fucked out of her, I don't want to hear it. If a white girl says gamer, why you fucking her? You know you want to hear that hard R. That's self-hate nut hit different. Oh, it's so good to be back, isn't it? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
If Taylor Swift can sing about Drake being a pedophile at the Super Bowl, should she be allowed to say the gamer word when she getting fucked by one? This is the best Hitler image yet. Got the fierce cheekbones chiseled. I don't know.
I assume that's AI generated.
Maybe. I mean, if you look at his finger right here, it looks like it might be cut off, but then again, it could be. And like, if you see like the end right here, it's like a little different, but I'm not sure. It might be Photoshop work, but honestly, I don't want to like go into detail on if this image is AI or not. This is still bad nonetheless.
True.
I would like to see less of that image.
Yeah, that's fair. White people want to say Niger so bad. I can say that word. That's a country.
That is a country.
I ain't gonna lie. I let some white girl say fella before. I bet you can't guess when.
I think we can guess when.
People used to come to check up on bother me about my tweets. People don't think about the fact that I don't have to think about what they have to think about. Think about that. I'm thinking way too much. I don't think you're thinking right now, Kanye. If I was a woman that had been brutally raped, I would take offense to bitches claiming rape off of somebody being sexually inappropriate. You think hermaphrodites was offended when the pronouns became popular? Hermaphrodites like, we the only true him, hers. We're the Kanye Wests of pronouns. Y'all the Travis Scotts. I don't know what that even means.
Yeezy Travis mentioned?
Yeah. Wait, we need Easy Travis back. We need him back in this world. For me to go on Aiden Ross, show you know he gotta cut the fro, I will not be accosted? Is that supposed to be associated, maybe? Maybe accosted?
Yes.
I don't know.
I will not be
The
accosted.
more I stare at this statement, the less sense it makes.
I mean, yeah. I will not be accosted with any overly racial hairstyles or small head pieces. So when a hermaphrodite fucks him/herself, do they scream their own name?
Huh?
Just got word that Hillary Clinton has a dick. Welp, I guess all pussy-ass woke celebrities was actually with hermaphrodite. Oh, it's so stupid, but it's like, it's no one can think like him.
Well,
I can agree on
think
that.
to think like him, you have to stop thinking first.
I guess so, yeah. The Jews ain't my daddy. Fellas be looking at me when I say Hitler like, ooh, you gonna get in trouble when Dad gets home. The fuck? Better yet, Dad's gonna beat us up for letting you say Hitler. After a short meeting with me, myself, and I, we have decided to allow Aiden Ross into the Nazi party. So do trans go to the surgeon like it's a barbershop? Like, yeah, I'm gonna keep some on the top and shave the bottom clean.
That's frightening to think about.
The barbershop?
Sure is. I don't want the imagery.
Wait, do people still beat their kids? Looking emoji? That seems illegal.
Might be.
Hitler's birthday fell on Easter Sunday. How can Jewish people define Hitler to be the Antichrist when they are not Christian themselves? Oh god. This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked up in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when I was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in my top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna take another break. You know how whenever I was talking about World War III, I showed you the song afterwards to give like a little, like an example of like what he was mentioning in his tweet. We're gonna do that same thing with the song Cousins. Now, if you thought World War III was pretty bad, this is a lot worse. So we're gonna listen to the song Cousins by Kanye West, or Ye, sorry. We'll give us thoughts and opinions on it. So here is Cousins by Ye. That was the track Cousins. What are we thinking?
It's a choice of all time to make a song about, giving a cousin a head. I would just say that it is a choice of all time.
Yeah.
I think the first half of the song is kind of wacky, but second half of the song, like, ignoring the lyrics, sounds pretty decent. I don't know what's up with the music video though. It just kind of cut to like this dude falling and then to like a black screen. So I think whoever was in charge of it kind of ran out of ideas, which was also a choice of all time.
Well, I don't think they made an official music video for that. I know that said in the title, the one that we watched, it was official, quote unquote, but I don't think there was ever an official like music video for it. I think it was just the lyrics. And I will say that song is basically fully AI. Do we remember Dave Blunt's? Are we familiar with that name? He mainly did most of the singing on that song, and they just AI'd. In the last verse, like the second half of the song where he's like, the perks don't help me, they just put me in a trance. That's just a Dave Blunt song.
Oh.
So there's that. I do agree. It is a very weird thing to talk about your cousin giving head. I understand maybe if it was like a sexual abuse type of scenario, I could maybe say that's a little brave, but how you framing it and how that tweet came across, it was like, okay, you voluntarily did this. Was it sexual abuse? Probably, but it's a very odd thing to admit and like put it out like that.
That is true, yeah.
Carson, you haven't you haven't said anything yet. So, what did you think about that track?
I have a multitude of things to say. First of all, I think musically, let's not start there.
Do we want to start?
Let's not start there.
Do we want to start with the video itself? Because I know Brian mentioned it a little bit. I know it's not official video, but
start with the falling bit.
Okay.
When you have done something truly horrible, that is what it feels like, and it never really goes away.
The fall from grace is like, is that what you're like trying to imply? Like, you feel like you're always falling, and you don't see like the ground, you don't see rock bottom. You could say as well.
So I kind of get it. I kind of get what's going on here, but also, just because I get it doesn't mean I'm not horrified.
Oh god.
It is a horrifying thing. I think musically, yeah, it's horrifying, but
do you think it was sort
it's
of
odd to say there's beauty in it, in the music?
Okay.
Not the thing, but the music. There is no beauty in the thing, but there's some beauty in the song.
Like, okay, I just want to ask, like, beauty as in, like, production-wise, lyrically-wise, I guess I would say performance, but again, that's AI. Like, AI vocals, like, filter over it. Like, what do you mean, like, the beauty of it? Like, the sense of, like, letting it all out, like, showing, like, abuse, maybe? Like, how you've dealt with it, and how you're, like, coping with it?
Partly in the instrumental, partly in the, oh god, what happened?
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say, like, how did you think about, like, or how did you interpret the I gave my cousin head, like, that whole, I guess, revelation in the song? Like, what was going through your head?
I've got thoughts, but maybe it's better that I don't share them.
Okay, that's fair. I know that is very, very touchy topic. So, what'd you think about, like, the second half where it turned into a completely different song?
I definitely like the instrumental in the second half.
Yeah, again, that is probably, like, one of the least offensive Dave Blunt songs out there, you know, except maybe for the I'm talking about Euphoria, I'm not talking about a man, in reference to being in a trance. Besides that, it is probably like the least offensive Dave Blunt song. It does sort of have like a decent melody and okay lyrics, but yeah, it is definitely a shocking song. Shocking in the sense of like admitting to this very bluntly.
A good way to say it is, it's the oh god, what have I done song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That was Cousins by Ye. Again, I feel like I needed to explain what he was meaning. And unfortunately, I think I might have to explain another song coming up later that's... I don't want to talk about the next song we might be listening to, but I think it's time for us to continue with tweets. Boy. I changed my album name to Cuck. I love some Jews, and alright, I'm gonna make sure this is not my opinion when I say this. This is Kanye West's opinion. And I love Hitler. I was told by a Jewish lawyer that I would not be able to see my kids if I was anti-Semitic. And he was right. For now, God is on my side. Is Ye Twitter the most important platform on the planet? Yes. Now that people think I'm gay, I'm allowed to say, zesty. Looking emoji. Everyone loves me now. Don't worry. I'll make you hate me again. Just keep this in mind. Devil emoji, peeping through hands emoji, dead emoji, shocked emoji. I own racism. I'm white. I decided today. I'm white.
I don't think that's how that works.
If you wanted to, he could do like Michael Jackson, and instead of having like a horrible skin condition that destroyed his pigment, he could just like bleach himself.
Well, I don't think that was a choice either.
I mean, he always compares himself to Michael, and Michael was white during half of his life, so he could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just turn myself white now. And it's
also, I think bleach is horrible for the body.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Oh, it does taste pretty good.
That's true. I could be drinking some nice bleach right now. Now everything I tweet, I gotta really watch the wording because it automatically sounds gay. Laughing, sweating emoji. Like, I wanted to say I like Ty's stage design, but I knew the internet was gonna say it's cause it was a bunch of fellas on stage. I went from making gay jokes to my jokes being gay. Laughing, crying emoji. A white or Jewish dude will work with a black guy, but they wouldn't want their daughter to have a baby by a fella cause they don't want a black son. Okay guys, we going full steam to get Cuck out by this Friday. Any good t-shirt ideas? This right here? I'm a sad, lonely zesty. Here's some sad information about me. Please feel bad. Wow, that was fast. Do you think this? Would you wear this shirt if Kanye West was selling it?
No, I don't think I have enough money for anything that man sells.
That's fair.
I think money's not the problem here. You can have, infinite dollars, I don't know
Yes,
if I would
that's also
take.
true.
I honestly don't think it's out of my
You
closet.
don't want to have this Wojak
I was
in
simply
your.
being polite.
You don't want to have this Wojak in your wardrobe.
Not really, no.
Cuck the world. Oh, well that's good. Kanye West, his cousin. Okay, this is kind of funny. Now, do you know who this gentleman is?
No.
So this is Harvey Weinstein. He's a very prominent producer in Hollywood. He's also known for being a very, very prevalent sexual deviant, and I'm pretty sure he's serving prison time for his sexual crimes. Like he's up there with Cosby and how many women he's allegedly and convicted of assaulted. But unlike Cosby, he's actually staying in prison, I think.
Oh my.
Yeah, pretty bad. I always feel weird talking about money. It's a feeling gotta get used to. The world is my McDonald's. I give orders.
Okay, that was a funny one. That's a few funny one.
Again, between like the racism, the homophobia, there is some funny tweets here. Fella bag a bitch by saying they got money, but then the girl uses that money. Then the fella says she used me for my money. Questioning white man emoji. I don't think y'all understand. Whatever people say you should not do is what I would do. I run my kingdom.
Well, that one statement happens to be correct.
Yeah, he just does it. I run my kingdom from an iPhone. My tweets got living water in them.
Are you sure?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay. Would you like me to try and explain?
You know what? Yes, I've done a lot of explaining. I think it's time for Carson to give us some explanation.
True.
So, Mr. West here is attempting to use a little bit of theological symbolism.
Okay.
Living water in the Bible is often used to refer to Jesus. I'm going to have to disagree with Mr. West on a statement that his tweets have living water in them. I really don't think they do.
I don't think so either.
I would have to agree with that sentiment as well. The rainbow emoji. This is my new logo. Laughing crying emoji. Cuck in progress. And as we can see, it is an album being uploaded. As we can see, some of these names for these songs are pretty bad. You know, Hitler, Yay, and Jesus. We've already listened to World War III. Nitrous is also something we're gonna be discussing. Cousins. All the Love. That's another.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, this song right here.
Oh, yeah.
This song right here has an insane history. I don't know if it'll show up in the tweets, but originally this song was called Gas Chambers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. This song was known as Gas Chambers during this era.
And it's strange because I feel like what All the Love and Bully in general ended up becoming is completely the opposite.
Again,
whatever this is.
When I said during that episode it's a miracle that Bully came out the way it did, this is what I mean. Because this was the original Bully, basically.
That's like the opposite of Bully.
Exactly. Cosby.
Oh my.
Again, this was scary to see. And I'm pretty sure this did get leaked. I don't think it actually uploaded. I'm really happy. Ha ha. I win. I'm not black. I'm Caucasian. It's just like, it's so stupid, like, but it's at the same time, it's kind of funny. You know, like the wordplay is stupid. I say zesty every day for the same reason that trans fuck themselves every day. I think Kanye's confusing transgender people for hermaphrodites. Maybe he thinks they're the same thing. Is nudity and pornography different? Oh god, yeah, this was also a really bad thing. We love Diddy. We love you, Pops. Money sign Diddy. And then Kanye with a heart saying hashtag free Diddy. Yeah.
Probably not.
That's not good.
Yeah, this was pretty bad.
Probably shouldn't free that guy.
He also made some tracks with Puff Daddy's son about trying to get Diddy free during this time that they uploaded to Spotify for everyone to listen. So that was also pretty bad.
Baby oil man, he's staying baby oil jail.
Oh god, I just realized, like, okay, well, we're gonna have to. So then here we have Action Fella coming soon.
No.
As you can see, it's Yay.
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
we have this. Yeah, we're gonna have to like not show half of this. Mainly it's just this.
That's not good.
Yes.
It's not.
The new Nazi party is non-violent. The new Nazis. At this point, I got disciples or rivals. All racist allowed in the Nazi party. Free Gaza. You know, some people would actually agree with this statement.
I am not one of them.
Yeah, granted it's coming from Adolf Hitler, but, you know, some people liked it, you know? Look, this has like the most likes I'm pretty sure out of any of his tweets so far. At 70k. So I mean, some people liked it.
Maybe they didn't see who. Yeah, they didn't see who posted it.
Yeah, they're just like, free Gaza and a big celebrity. Oh, I'm gonna hit the like button. Oh God! And they go to the rest of his Twitter, and it's just like the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah.
You fellas disabled. My father just walked in. Thankfully, I had the forgiveness tweets pulled up. I'm done with anti-Semitism. I love all people. God forgive me for the pain I've caused. I forgive those who have caused me pain.
That was fast.
I feel like
we missed an entire character arc here.
Yeah, I feel like
no, that's pretty much what happened. Again, I know it's like very back to back, but like this was like a couple of days into the whole bender. Like I'm pretty sure I can pull it up real quickly on my phone, like when this time frame was. But no, these were like some of the last things he's ever said. The disabled tweet, that was May 15th, and these tweets are from the 22nd of May. This is when he's like, okay, I'm done, and like he didn't actually, he stopped posting. I think he deleted most of his tweets, but no, he did stop. He stopped being anti-Semitic, guys. But we do have one more tweet. Yeezy Money is here, a new economy built on chain, money.yeezy.com. This is the crypto arc. I don't think this went anywhere, thankfully, but this was also pretty bad because I'm like, okay, yeah, you just stopped. We don't need crypto scam arc, Kanye. Saying all that shit, yeah, that's bad, but like at the same time, those are just words on the internet. Trying to scam your fans is like another like, okay, yeah, no one would forgive you for this. Like not even your fans.
There are only two cryptocurrencies that matter.
Bitcoin and Dogecoin?
No, Bitcoin and Monero.
Okay.
Monero is good for hiding from the feds.
CIA.
They glow in the dark.
That's true.
You gotta run them over.
Alright, so we're done now with the tweets.
That was quite an adventure, to say the least.
It was pretty bad, but we still got some timeline on the Google Doc. So as you can see, we have the World War III. We listened to that. Okay, don't look at that image. But we have this DJ Academics interview. Now we were not gonna watch the full of this, but you know, this was a pretty big event. You know, this was like during, as you can see, this is March 31st. You know, this is during the Twitter rampage. And, you know, him, academics. Oh, I mean, as you can see, the swastika chain.
He is wearing that.
You know, they're gonna go set up for the interview. You know, Kanye's got some clothes. He's gonna go change to get ready for the interview. All right. You know, academics is setting up. You know, he's getting the mic check. You know, he's got the phone ready to ask the questions. He got the mic for Kanye in his hand. And he's just talking to his cameraman. And then
oh, I remember. This is that clip that you used for Yeezus, isn't it?
Maybe. He's just
what?
He's wearing his Black Klansman hoodie. Yeah, he does this entire interview in his black KKK outfit.
Why? Well, I guess I'm not gonna even ask that anymore.
That's a good question. But here's another thing that sort of happened. This is another like sort of funny moment.
I'm evil. You don't think about like his family and other people that love him? I am an evil person.
I'm evil. If you want to know why he's evil, that's referencing Virgil in the Virgil tweet. But he's evil. He even said in his tweets, he's evil now. He's evil, yay.
He's evil.
But yeah, there was that, and then
counter arguments to that statement. He is in fact a little evil.
He is very evil. So then, similar to that, I think this was on an academic stream. He premiered a song from the Cuck album called Bianca, and people were not very happy with this. As you can see, here's the work in progress track list. But you know, it's only a minute 25. We're gonna listen to a little bit of this, and we'll give some thoughts on it. So yeah, here is Bianca.
Run right back to me.
All right, well that was Bianca. What do we think of that track?
That's an interesting song. I'll say that.
All right, yeah, it is definitely a very different type of song to what Kanye's made.
Sure.
What do we think about it?
I don't know who Bianca is, but you know.
Bianca is his new wife after he divorced from Kim Kardashian. If you remember the Kanye getting crazy brain.
Oh yeah.
In Italy.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was Bianca.
Oh, that. Oh.
Yeah. You know, it's a song during this time. Bianca sort of left Ye, was trying to like hide out, you know, from him doing like his rampage. But I don't want to jump in the lyrics just yet. But what do we think about like the instrumental and all that?
It's okay.
Yeah, I would say it's okay.
It's all right.
I mean, you don't really have anything else to say about the beat, so I guess we gotta talk about the lyrics.
I'll say the general feeling of uncleanness that I have right about now does sully my enjoyment of the song.
Yeah, you know, it is. I would say it's sort of a plead for someone to come back, but at the same time, you can tell that the person begging is clearly not in their right mental space with some of the stuff they're saying. You know, admitting that you're tracking her through your phone and you're acting like the new Cassie and Diddy, especially since Puff Daddy was going through this entire scandal and trial for domestic abuse and sex trafficking. Okay, man. Definitely not concerning. And, like, you're talking about how the spirit of your mother's with you during all this, and I'm like, yay. I don't know what your mother would say about this, but if I was, I know it's very lame to say, but if I was your mother, I'd be disappointed. But like, this shit would be horrifying to see your son do. But it's very concerning. Not as bad as the cousins personally, but it's still kind of bad, you know, especially with what's been talking about. Like, you're sort of like the crazy ex who like could blow up at any minute. You get what I'm feeling?
I do in fact get it.
I get it too.
But yeah, do we have any other thoughts on Bianca?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. No.
Well, since we don't have anything else to say, we'll continue. As we see, we have the April 21st, the Cousin song drops. We've already listened to it. And then on April 26th, 2025, Kanye was on a Twitch stream for 10 minutes. He made a brand new Twitch account. Then he was banned. Now,
What did he do?
well, let's just say he just went on there yelling slurs, slinging them left and right. I may have accidentally spoiled one of the things that was happening during this, Carson, if you remember. I played a clip in there that I probably shouldn't have.
You don't remember this?
Here's one of the things that he did. Do you see my this video?
I do see this video.
He did this on live stream.
Where's swastika, nigga? Hell Hitler, nigga.
Yes. He may have just hit a seagull on stream. That was pretty bad.
You think I see why they banned him?
Yeah, he was calling like a bunch of rappers slurs and everything. Yeah, it was not good. You know, he's just he was banned on Twitch. I'm pretty sure he's still permanently banned. But, you know, I mean, I would love to see him back on a live stream, meted the fuck out, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Feels deserved.
All right, and here's the big one. So I like to say like the three songs that we listened to, like the previous two, the World War III and Cousins. I'd like to see this as like a 3-act structure. You know, you see how like the first act is like setting the mood, you know, getting to know the characters and everything. You know, Act 2 is sort of like the rising action. You know, like things starting to get like a little tense. You know, a little crazy. And then Act 3 is like the big climax. Everything like comes to a T. This right here is the climax right here, gentlemen. This is the moment right here. This is the big hoorah. This song right here that Kanye dropped. This is rock bottom. Now, from what I can tell, Brian might have heard this before, but
I've heard this one before.
Carson, see, this might be your first.
Harris, I thought you said HH stood for Happy Holidays.
I might have lied to you a little bit, Carson. That was a Christmas song whenever Kanye released that in the December after the whole rampage, but this was the original. We're gonna listen to the track HH by Ye, aka Kanye Omari West.
Okay.
So that was HH. We're gonna start with Brian since he's a little bit more familiar with this track. Brian, what'd you think of that track?
I think it's a very great example of a good song ruined by the lyrics.
Yeah.
I think everything besides the lyrics are good in the song.
Yeah, I would say the beats were pretty interesting, pretty neat. I know you said that everything else about the song besides the lyrics were good, but maybe we could cut out the Hitler speech at the very end, personally.
Yeah, that's part of the lyrics in my eyes, but still, yeah. That's true. I'm still surprised how he got that much people shout those 3 words.
Yeah, those 3 magical words.
3 magical words. I don't know how he managed to find that much people that want to say it, but I guess, I don't know, Kanye's power.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you would
Not
be surprised.
pleasantly surprised, but you would be surprised.
I guess I will be surprised.
Now, Carson, what do you think about that track?
No thanks.
You say no thanks?
Yeah, no thanks.
You don't want to discuss that track at all?
I need something to sanitize my soul.
Yeah, that's fair. Again, like I said, that was like the climax to Kanye's craziness, making a song where you're proclaiming your love for Adolf Hitler. You know, it can't get much worse than this. But that was a pretty bad day whenever that dropped. Like a really bad day. That was the moment where we ran out of he made graduation excuse. Like, graduation at that point, that can't absolve you, Kanye. You know the one meme from The Whale where it's like Brendan Fraser just looking at his daughter, and it's like they don't even try to argue anymore. They just look at you like, and then he's just like looking at you like depressed and like completely scared shitless. That's how everyone is feeling about Kanye at that point. Like, they don't even defend him at this point. They just look at you and they're like, they want to die. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
I understood nothing that happened in that sentence. And what does he made graduation mean?
That's the coping mechanism people made whenever Kanye was one being an awful person and making awful music during this time. Was he made graduation, he made graduation, he made graduation. You know, it was a coping mechanism, being like he still has it. You know, he made these great albums, guys. And
That's the album you choose as a coping mechanism?
That's the normie pick for Kanye albums, to be like, that's my favorite. So that's why everyone was coping with it.
But I can think of 3 albums that are better objectively off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, but you're a Kanye fan, Carson. You're not a normie. That's the difference between us and them. We know Kanye. Like, we love Kanye. And we miss the old Kanye. I hate the new Kanye. The bad mood Kanye. The always rude Kanye.
Holy Kanye's not so
Spaz
bad.
in the news Kanye. I miss the sweet Kanye. Chop up the beats Kanye. I even had the pink polo. I mean, I thought I was Kanye. And I love Kanye like Kanye loves you.
I don't think that's how the song ends.
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just trying to spitball, but I'm trying to make an analogy of the old Kanye from Pablo.
At least we have the Kanye that we see in Bully.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Well, we still gotta go. We still have like a whole another page and a half. So we will conclude the HH for now. So then May 1st, Nitrous, the situation with Nitrous comes up. Basically what happened was, as you could probably tell, during this time Kanye was taking a good amount of nitrous, you know, in that Super Bowl clip in the song HH, he's asking where his nitrous is. Even on
nitrous.
So nitrous oxide is a chemical that is used for dentistry to help soothe pain for people trying to get teeth worked on. And in moderation and in proper use, it is very helpful. Unfortunately, you can use it as a drug, and at this time Kanye was using a lot of this nitrous, either for pain or just for a drug habit. And people were getting pretty concerned because the person supplying him did not seem to care for Kanye's health and well-being, because nitrous does also have the effect of damaging permanently brain functionality and critical thinking. So combined with all what we've just seen right now, and it being revealed that he has this drug problem, people were like, okay, he's definitely clearly not thinking correctly. We need to save him. One of his managers even showed a screenshot conversation asking, basically begging him like a crack fiend of telling him where's my nitrous? I need it. I could probably find the tweet real quickly. But so as you can see, this conversation, this was a screenshot conversation that his manager took. Can I have the nitrous today? Tom, you said you'd bring them by today. Checking in. Are you at the chat too? You can put custom banners on iPhone, and he put as Golden Freddy. Which at this point, yeah, it's pretty fit. The one animatronic that can't move and can't do anything, and it's just like an empty husk. That's sort of Kanye at this point. Yeah. And then this little disturbing video was also leaked of him with a nitrous mask on, asking where he is, and you can definitely see in the eyes, he's just not looking well at all. You know what I mean?
This may explain a lot about what was happening during that time.
So yeah, this drug, having that and this drug problem, it definitely did not help, and a lot of people were also very worried.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened with the nitrous stuff. I think he's clean now, but it just shows how much of a drug problem can really mess you up. One could say he fucked his life up.
Let him get to you.
And even though he always fucks his life up,
only he can mention him.
Exactly. See, that's why I said Pablo aged fine wine in a terrible sense, because it's it just perfectly describes how Kanye was during this time. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. And same with
you can make good things with vinegar, but it's not wine anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's a better analogy, actually. People saying I'm going crazy on Twitter. We've seen the craziness on Twitter.
Funnily enough, vinegar, some unspecified greens that I grow in the garden that I don't know what they're called, some olive oil, and tofu. One of the only good ways to use tofu is in that specific soup.
Interesting. Then on May 22nd, HH gets onto streaming platforms. It is censored, though. I believe the streaming version was called Hallelujah.
Interesting.
So yeah, the chorus would have been fella hallelujah, fella hallelujah. It still has all the Nazism, I'm pretty sure, on it. It's just the HH part is gone, and I would assume also the Hitler speech at the end would also be gone.
Okay, but if all the other stuff is there, what good have you done?
That's true. And then the next day, there's a video popping up on the Hollywood Walk of Fame where a bunch of men were out there singing this song. Yeah, so that happened. That was also pretty...
That is bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen this video before.
Yeah, it's you ask, how did he get these men to get in this warehouse and do this? The better question is, how did he get these men to go out in public and do this?
True.
Something tells me he did not specifically ask them to do that. They just...
Well, no, remember that one tweet where they're like, calling all hooligans, come to this location. That's probably what happened. They're like, all right, you hooligans, stand in a circle and chant this song lyric. And then Kanye just hits his
You
neck.
ain't seen shit that I seen.
I mean, yeah, I'm just...
And so believe me when I say, I do think people would just do that.
I mean, yeah, but I have to, like...
With no further incentive.
I guess so, but, like, damn, you people really are, like, this down bad for yay attention? You're gonna really, like, ruin your life, basically, to go into fucking Hollywood and just scream Hail Hitler in a circle? Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? And then on June 5th, Kanye changes his name again to Ye Ye. It was during, like, a business meeting, some documents. Yeah, page 6. Hitmarker didn't change his name. It was a confusion, an oddity. Both his first and last name fields. So, I believe his name is technically legally Ye Ye. I'm finally stop using the Kanye West Twitter because my name is Ye. I'm going to start a Ye account. And it is what it is. So I don't think he did that, because I think he realized having an account with like 30 plus million followers would not be a good idea to just go completely like brand restart, you know what I mean? So that was interesting.
Okay.
And then on June 6th, 2025, Donda 2 dropped. It had a very, very bad pre-stream. We will show this one clip from Neon. He was on Kick. And as you can see, this photo is already pretty bad. You know, we have Nikki Fuentes in this corner. We have Sneeko. We have Neon, and then here's Ye.
Oh, no.
There's nothing good that comes out of Kick.
Yeah, do you know who these two cucks are?
I don't know the middle dude, but I know who
I've heard the name
Sneeko is.
Sneeko, and I'm pretty sure that he's not a good human being.
Yeah, he's not a very good person. Neon's just like a IRL stupid streamer. When he was like younger, he like threatened to rape and dox a kid on Omegle because the kid was like making fun of him.
Hey.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but
Kick streamer.
Yeah, you know, they're just playing like the Ye tracks.
What you need.
You know, again, it's like, it was just very depressing because this was like really late at night. I remember watching this with Drew, and I was just like really depressed that this man, like, you compared this Donda 2 pre-stream to like the Donda 1 and like how grand in scale it was to this. It's like, oh my god, like how the mighty have fallen. But it was just mainly just him just like sitting in this corner with his mask on, doing nothing, just like vibing, I guess. There is one funny image I'll have to probably pull up later of one of his moderators. One of his producers was like seen visibly upset trying to figure out that he had to, one, work on this album, and two, like he was going to be a part of it. And he's just like the shock and fear in his eyes when he saw it. It was very funny.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I don't know where he is nowadays, but given how Donda 2 came out,
unemployed.
Yeah, he probably is unemployed because he's
maybe
just like,
yeah. Then here we have all the arcs of when Bully was delayed. I was very upset for some of these arcs, as you can tell. So June 15th.
It's Bully tomorrow.
That's true. Bully tomorrow. You know, June 15th. This is the original video Bully release. It got delayed to next month. July 25th. Bully was delayed to another month. We have the crypto scam arc. September rolled around. Bully was delayed again. Another month. Bully was delayed again. Another month. Bully was delayed again. And then December 29th, news broke that Kanye and Kim had reunited for Christmas, and they both have made peace with each other. Which, I mean, you know, there's a little happy addendum, you could say.
Good thing.
January 18th rolled around. Bully delayed again. And January 26th, 2026, Kanye apologizes again for his anti-Semitism.
Okay, I can finally watch that Ben Shapiro video now.
So he talked about how he was sorry for all the anti-Semitism that he caused. I believe he also went up to like another rabbi and like basically apologized for all that. And this time he meant it because he hasn't said any anti-Semitic stuff since then. Then March 9th rolled around, and say it with me, guys. Bully delayed again. And I think this is where the meme bully tomorrow. And then finally, March 28th, Bully dropped. Now, there is a little bit of something I also want to say about the Bully. He was promoting this album during like the whole like listening party. He posted on Twitter saying that Bully was dropping tomorrow. No AI, specifically. Now, he lied. When first Bully dropped, it had a bunch of AI still, and I was pretty upset. So then Bully Deluxe came around. Got rid of most of the AI, but it still had it. Unfortunately, that was just for the streaming version. if you were unlucky enough to buy the physical version, either on CD or vinyl, you got scammed basically because all of the tracks had AI vocals and worse production because it was an earlier version of Bully. And he has not updated nor issued any like refunds or anything like that for that physical version of Bully.
That sucks.
Yes, I got scammed, basically. I have actual diarrhea dookie in my possession, known as Bully physical release. Even during this time, I saw like videos of people like breaking Bully vinyls, and like some people were calling it cringe, like, dude, if you're just like this mad about Kanye being successful, like, just get a life. And honestly, after listening to the physical version, I don't blame those people for breaking that physical, like, yeah, fuck every physical fucking CD or vinyl version of Bully. That shit's terrible. Like, you should automatically just be like, if you enjoy art form in any sense of the word, you should not support and buy fucking physical versions of AI tracks and songs that are like half finished compared to the streaming version. Because like the CD version is supposed to be the best way to listen to an album, and it sounds like this. Fucking burn it to hell, burn everything, as they say on Donda 2. But that's my little rant about Bully physical. And then last controversy I know was on April 7th, after Bully was released. Kanye was barred from entering the United Kingdom to perform at a festival that they were holding because of anti-Semitism. And the festival was canceled shortly afterwards because people were dropping out because Kanye wasn't going to be there. And if you know the state of the United Kingdom, you know it is a little bit ironic to have a man who said very, very horrible things not entered, but individuals that terrorize the streets are allowed in with open arms, and you get fined if you say anything or do anything about it. I'm just going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say.
Otherwise, Keir Starmer might come knocking on your door.
But yeah, that should be the end of it. I guess some other things I didn't get to put on this. When it comes to like Kanye, he has sort of built back his reputation. He has been doing a bunch of world tour shows. He's been selling out pretty often. I'm pretty sure he's one of the highest selling artists this year for concert tickets. I think both of his Bully albums, the single version and the deluxe version, went to #1. You know, he's been working with some artists again. You know, Lauryn Hill is a pretty big one.
There's this concert in Chicago.
That is true. That's in September. I would want to go see that, but at the same time, it's going to be during the school year, and I don't think that would be a smart idea if it wasn't on the weekend. If it was on the weekend, I would absolutely try to go.
Yeah, my friend's going there, I heard.
I guess some other news. Kid Cudi made a statement saying that him and Ye are rebuilding their relationship, although it is probably going to take some time, so maybe they could be working together again in the future, which is always
We do like to see that.
a good thing.
They're an iconic duo.
They are, I would agree. That's a good thing to see, and I guess to end a little bit on a funny note, his account got hacked recently on YouTube. I mean, as you can see, I sent one of them here. The
oh, that was on the videos.
Yes, hackers got into there and just posted like some of these shitty, like, you know, the minion. It's taken down now. They were uploading that song. They were uploading a bunch of leaked tracks. You know, we have this one from, I believe, the Yandi era. You know, Kanye as Anya from Spy X Family. Playboy Cardi also got leaked. I have released more than 200 songs, fellas. With a bunch of hackers just leaked a bunch of shit from these rappers. It was pretty funny. You know, just something to end on. You know, a little lighter note. But with that, gentlemen, I believe that is the end of the Kanye controversy. Overall thoughts about this entire adventure.
I have some.
All right. Do you want to go first, Carson, or Brian, do you want to go first?
I think Carson can go first.
All right.
I think, yeah, it's horrifying, but kind of get it. My theory is that all this stuff mostly happened because he was reeling from the divorce. I think that's why he did a lot of it.
Are we specifically talking about from, like, I guess you could say, like, 2022 to present, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we could maybe work backwards. Like, I guess we could do that and then do like the 2010s stuff.
I don't think the 2010 stuff is really that big of a deal for the most part.
I mean, yeah, but some of that stuff did sort of play into the comeback up, you know, with the 2011 Hitler reference, the Jewish stuff in 2013. You know, like, the seeds were planted,
Yeah.
some could say.
Yes, you are correct. You don't just end up there from nowhere. I don't know. Usually, when someone ends up walking that road, a lot of things have happened. You know, usually you've managed to cut yourself off from your friends, if you had any to begin with. Usually there's a lot of other things going wrong and you're just digging the hole deeper. So it's horrifying, but I guess it's not entirely surprising.
I could definitely see that. You know, it is sort of like a steady build-up over time with, like, how, I guess, his life had had built up to that point to where it just cracked, I guess you could say, for better words. You know, like he just sort of like lost it. And
it can take a very long time to get yourself out of there.
Yeah, I definitely say that is definitely true. I still think even now he is sort of like on the path of redemption. He's not there yet, personally. And I definitely think a lot of people would say he has no way to redeem himself, which I guess you could accept that some people could never forgive what he did. It is definitely something you don't expect to see one of the biggest artists in the world to do this and expect forgiveness. And I don't think Kanye himself would even say himself like he deserves it, but it is certainly a tumultuous history. Will there be more events, more controversies from Kanye? Absolutely. I just don't think it is in his nature to try to be the calm, collective, lay low celebrity that he is, you know?
Yeah.
I just hope it's nothing.
It's horrifying, but I get it.
Yeah. I just hope it's nothing to this scale again.
I agree.
Yeah, Brian, what do you think about this whole thing?
I feel like, you know, the first couple controversies, you know, like, I mean, it made sense why he did it. And, you know, it's controversial in the sense that, you know, some people agreed, some people disagreed. But later on, I think, I mean, it's controversial, but it's more of, you know, Kanye lost his mind, and it's very sad to see it happening, especially with all the tweets. There's so much unfortunate tweets, I'll say. And I'm glad he's better. He's in a better space right now. Hopefully he's in better headspace right now.
I mean, yeah, it does seem to be that way. You know, he is sort of back when it comes to like popularity and mainstream appeal. I even heard one crazy person say that he was being considered for a Super Bowl halftime performance. Will it be this year? I highly doubt it. Will it be next year? Maybe. I think it just has to be. He has to be on like his best behavior possible in order for that to be happening.
No controversies for the entire year.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it'd be this year because personally, it's probably gonna be a Taylor Swift Super Bowl, just because she got married to one of the Super Bowl champion. If they're still together by February of next year, that is, you know, they could all go south. If there was to be a Kanye Super Bowl, it probably would be inevitable. And I guess to end off this little crazy adventure, do we see Kanye differently as an artist and as a person? I guess that's sort of a two question. So I guess we could start with as a artist. How do we see him now after learning all this?
I mean, look, we always kind of knew this was coming, right?
Yeah.
No, Carson, I don't know what you're talking about. We've always had this like thing where you don't know anything about Kanye before we did this. You only knew him as an artist, right?
Right.
You've been lying to me?
No.
My heart's gonna break. Well, I guess we can just rip the Band-Aid off. I guess, Carson, how much of Kanye's controversy did you know before we started this?
Only the Nazi thing. That's the only thing I knew about.
Okay, I guess that's fair. So, I guess musically, then, do you see him as a worse artist because of all the controversy stuff?
No, I don't. I think his music is still beautiful. The other thing is, I get what it is to do the horrible shit you can't walk away from. Vultures and glass houses really shouldn't cast stones.
Yeah, I would say that as well. I do think if some of the stuff he was trying to release did make it out there, I do think that would stain his legacy as an artist. I do think some of it is still stained, unfortunately. Then again, with some of the albums we also listened to near the end, like the Vultures and the Don 2, that it did sort of stain a little bit of his legacy. But I do hope that with this new direction that he's going in as a person and as an artist, it does get better. But I do get it. But Brian, what do you think Kanye is worse as an artist now after learning all this? I know you've only been here for the worst of Kanye's music.
Yeah. I think for the most part, not really. I said for the most part because when you see stuff like HH, you know, that's kind of like, it's more than just an artist. That's kind of what he made during his crazy times. So it's kind of hard to separate art from artist in that instant. But besides like those outliers, hopefully outliers, I still think my reputation as him as artist is the same as before.
All right, and I guess I could just say, like, do we think he's a worse person after all this? I mean,
I was definitely horrified by some of that stuff, but you know,
I guess yeah, to an extent. I think he's going he's like apologized for stuff he did. And he's trying to be a better person. I can respect him for that. But if it was during his like Twitter rampage phase, I would definitely say he's definitely the worst person. But now, like, the damage is kind of still done, but he's still trying to rebuild his trust. So I will like at least respect him for that, despite he was kind of going I don't know, he was not in the right headspace, but I do think I do not put him as high as a person after those tweets and actions.
That's perfectly fair to say. You know, some people would say he is worse off as a human after all this, but Carson, what about you?
Yes, I suppose.
That's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Again, like Brian said, you know, he is sort of in that rebuilding phase of trying to right the wrongs of his sins, but only time will tell if he is able to win back the general consensus's hearts and minds of who Kanye West is as a person and as a artist.
Yeah, I have definitely observed he is trying to better himself. That does seem like it was the whole point of Bully.
Yeah, you know, it's like he's trying to be the bully. He was the bully, but now he's trying to like redeem himself.
I wish him the best.
I do too. Hopefully we get better music.
I mean, that's a hard road, but if he can do it.
But yeah, I do. It's been a journey. I want to thank you too for enduring this long, tiring, horrifying expedition going through the history of Kanye Omari West. Hopefully nothing bad happens and this video will not age like fine like milk. Hopefully Kanye hopefully
fine wine, not milk.
Yes, hopefully he doesn't do anything super duper bad in the next like month or so. So this video has to be addendum. But for now, that is the Kanye controversy history. So thank you too again for being here again, and we will see you gamers later.